games together and donate a bunch of money and see all the insanity that ensued. So thank you everybody that participated in that. That was really
We got
cool.
over 120% of our goal.
Oh, is that the breakdown? Yeah, we were shooting for 6,000, and I think the breakdown was like 7,200 and some change or something like that at the end. So that's awesome. Yeah, so here we are playing the Lost City. So our 4 characters here. Basically, the context is it's been one day, or you're waking up the day after the big conflict with the Zarganites in the pyramid. So the 4 of you are waking up this day after that grueling battle that happened in the pyramid above. This pyramid that had been sheltering you these past weeks from the desert where you got stranded. We're kind of tied up now in the drama of the Synodicians, who have kind of been helping you feed you and give you some water, and you've kind of gotten to know a little bit of their woes and worry that they're at war with the followers of a monstrosity known as Zargon. And the previous group, these Synodicians that you've been in contact with, there are basically 3 major religions that they follow. And even though they all have the common motivation of wanting to see Zargon destroyed and reclaim their city from him and his followers, they've had a little bit of difficulty in getting along and seeing eye to eye, and their dogmas and their religions and their values and beliefs have kind of gotten in the way. But fortunately, the previous group did a very good job of bringing all of them to the negotiating table and had them hash that out and got them to settle their differences. But in the midst of doing that, they were surprised by the Thud and his assault team. And there was a big battle that took place that pitted the adventuring party against a number of waves of hobgoblins and goblinoids and this creature that was called I think Professor had mentioned something about it before his demise. It was a creature called a Thole, which is a magical abomination of a troll, hobgoblin, and ghoul, all traits of all 3 kind of combined. And this is a very nasty creation of the Zarganites, and unfortunately one of the adventurers, the professor, met his end at the hands of one of these things. The party was able to defeat the Tholes and take Professor's body with them as they withdrew from the battle. And one of the Synodicians, the chief magi of Usamagaris, Ariga, shared a secret as you were withdrawing, that he had knowledge of a hidden passageway, or a place to stow away from the Zarganites, a place that they did not know about. And so that is where you were awakening. And basically the location that he has brought you to is a giant ant's nest. So we're going to get to all of that. I'm going to share that for the players here. Thank you for the cheer. Oh, happy birthday. We got Scott with us. I think he might be here to hear a certain piece of performance that we'll get to in a little while. Happy birthday, Scott. Hope you're celebrating and enjoying that this weekend in whatever way you can. So you're all awakening this next morning in this hideout that Ariga has brought you, the other desert travelers, and the other Synodicians. This place that you're in is below even the pyramid, which was already you were descending into that, and you perceived that to be underground. So you're even further under the earth. It would seem that Ariga planned for this, for he concocted enough of this liquid that he has doled out to all of you, that is essentially a pheromone that uh, makes the giant ants detect you as a part of their hive. So they don't really bother you. And once in a while, as you're waking up, or you experience this the night before, as you were trying to settle into this unfamiliar locale, that these giant black soldier ants, once in a while they'll come up to you with their big antennas, kind of quivering, and they do a little scan on each of you, but each time you detect as an ally, and they just kind of leave you alone. So this is part of Ariga's plan. He didn't want any of you to kill these ants because they sort of serve as a second layer of protection. So should the Zarganites ever discover your location, it's sort of a deterrent against them coming in here and wiping you out, at least in the short term. So, as you're waking up, this is probably a good time for us to do some character introductions. So, each of you, if you could give us your name, class, race, anything you want to tell us about your character. But then the question I have for each of you is, what is your character's hope for the afterlife? What do they envision that looking like for them? What do they hope that looks like for them?
Why would you want to know that?
Well, I don't know. I hope it doesn't, have to be something that we have to see right away, right? So, well, why don't we start first? Let's start first with Helibit.
Well, Helibit is a third level cleric, hill dwarf. And he never really thought of the afterlife. He was really hoping there wasn't one, but if there is, he sure hopes that it's going to be less depressing than the one he has now.
Well, that's okay, Murray. No, just kidding. So wait, Helibit is a cleric that has no thoughts of the afterlife? What is this?
Well, he never really thought about his afterlife.
Oh, I see. Okay.
But,
gotcha. So just hoping for greener pastures. We'll move now to Murray Britt Germain.
Hello, I'm Murray Brent Germain. I am a rogue, Goliath, and my hope for the afterlife is that I'm seen as the good, average person that I am. I'm not bugged about things. I'm not asked questions. I'm left alone. I just want to be left alone, really. Maybe hang out with my dad a bit. Didn't know him very much, but he must be better than my mom. I hate her. I hate her very much. That's pretty much all I've got as far as the afterlife. I'm very simple. Not looking for too much more than that. Maybe bread, some good bread. I've already had a really good steak here. It was lovely. Maybe a little bit more of that steak. Maybe some rosemary bread to go with it. A bit of balsamic vinegar to dip. Yep.
All right. So the promise of bread and improved paternal relations. That's good. All right. Well, next up we have Tomebearer.
Hi, I'm Ed. I play Tomebearer. Tomebearer is a Warforged librarian who has recently discovered the thrill of adventure and has taken up the mantle of an artificer. Recently discovered some alchemical traits that I am working on perfecting. And I'm looking forward to, well, first of all, I hope that I can be reconstructed and therefore postpone any mention of any afterlife. But when and if it becomes incapable of reconstruction, I hope that I will be enshrined somewhere in the library, perhaps in my own little nook, with some of my favorite books.
Yeah. So the original library where you spent the better.
Yes, the library. There's only one.
Oh, right, right. And last but not least, we have Simon.
Hi, I'm Chris. I play Simon. He's a half-elf paladin, but he has a criminal background. His whole idea of afterlife has just been the last 3 weeks has changed for him. He was in prison when a halfling came up to him and recruited him for this whole going across the desert thing. But in that couple of days that he spent with her, she talked to him a lot about Lady Timora, and the whole idea of there being a goddess of good fortune and adventuring has just really it really resonated with him. He's drank the Kool-Aid. He was completely enthralled with this idea. And during those 2 days, she mentioned things like, I wrote this down quick. She brought up a heavenly place called the Gates of the Moon, and it's a place where the moon is always waxing and waning, and then the water and the tides move, and also people's personalities are shifting and passing, so they have a chance to know why they're at a high one moment and a low another, whether the moon's bright or dim. And he's been thinking about this heavenly place for a couple weeks, so that would be his answer to that question. He's basically he's got the faith down with Tamora, but it's not because he's studied or anything. He's just really feels that the Lady Luck is on his side, and for the last 2 weeks, everything's been going his way. Whether it's he asked, I want to find some adventure, and he turns around and there's a lost city there, and now he's really taking and helping people, and it's been a real big change from the last 3 weeks. So he keeps believing that Timora is on his side, and these powers are manifesting in him because of it.
All right. Well, hopefully Timor is with you, and as you say, you won't need to validate this idea of the afterlife. Hopefully not tonight. But you nonetheless you awake. Maybe this has been on your mind as Professor has just recently passed. You might be thinking about your own mortality and what maybe your hopes for even Professor is, or wondering what are the Synodicians' thoughts on the afterlife. So as you awake, you do so. You're in a very low-ceilinged cavern with your comrades here. Ceilings are probably only maybe 7-8 feet tall. So Murray, you might be the most kind of impacted by this restriction. As you're looking around at the various tunnels, there are several that jut out of the room that you're currently in. These tunnels are a mix of, it's not like a consistent like rocky cavern or construction. Like the walls are just kind of made of a mixture of like sand and soil, dead plant material, and it sort of looks like it's been all kind of woven together, almost fabricated or constructed and thatched together. Once in a while, as you're peering around the room, you see like these kind of holes that seem kind of intentionally built into the wall. And inside there, maybe 1 foot long, these kind of squirming white larvae that just kind of pulse with life occasionally. Coming and going from the caverns are these black soldier ants, about probably 4 or 5 feet long. They occasionally stop to check you out with their antennae, trying to get a read on whether you're a friend or foe. Fortunately, because of this pheromone that you've all applied, it considers you a part of the hive and leaves you alone. But you're still trying to get used to all this, and it's sort of unnerving because their mandibles are huge, and should it turn hostile, you'll have a situation on your hands. But as you're waking up this morning, a couple of old friends come into view. Kinrob, the bugbear, and Drifting Rain, your tabaxi friend from who originates from the Isle of Dread, both enter into the cavern here, and both of them have buckets, these kind of makeshift wooden buckets, and the one that both of Drifting Rains are kind of sloshing a little bit. It looks like he's procured a bit of water for you, and Kinrob, he's holding like 3 pails in each hand, and things are kind of spilling out of each as he lumbers into the room. You can see like a cabbage drops out and rolls across the floor, and then he drops all of his buckets to go kind of chase after that, and so these two just kind of bumble into the room, and Drifting Rain looks at you all and he says, "Look, I went out this morning and got a bit of water. I don't know if y'all are feeling a little parched or not, but I found the big underground lake is down here."
Thank you, Rain. And I'll try to help him with this cabbage problem.
That's very kind of you. I do not eat or drink.
And you pick up Simon. You pick up the cabbage, you give it to Kinrob, and he's like, "That's good. More for us then. I have his." And he grabs that cabbage and he just starts like munching.
I start looking in the bucket, see if there's anything besides cabbage. Just a little peek.
Yeah, there's like there's a couple of cabbages in one of them, but really the majority of the material that you see in the buckets are different types of fungus and mushrooms. And Kinrob notices that you're looking in there, and he grabs one, and it's sort of a kind of like a cremini mushroom. It's sort of brown. It's got kind of a light brown kind of hue to it. And he hands it to you, or he grabs a handful and hands it to you. He says, "Here, this one's real good."
You guys can eat. Do I have any idea? You know what? I don't even think. I just go ahead.
Okay, you go ahead and you bite into this, and what the rest of you notice is that it just kind of oozes this black kind of discharge as he's biting into it, and it just sort of like oozes down his chin.
I always like to eat things that have a discharge.
How does it taste, though?
It is it tastes pretty good. To everyone else, this looks kind of horrifying what you're eating, because it's got this gross whatever, this ooze, but it's sort of very spicy, I guess is the word I'd use for it. Like it's kind of maybe got a little bit of heat to it, maybe sort of a garlicky taste.
I looked at the others that eat, and I'm like, yeah, all right. But I keep Rain close by because I'm gonna need some water, just kind of inching towards.
Yeah, as you know, the first couple of bites, no problem, but it's one of those things. The accumulation of that spiciness eventually makes you long for like a glass of milk or something. But you do have the water there.
That reminds me. As you were all resting, I crafted an experimental elixir.
You did.
I did.
Nice.
What is it for?
Well, that depends. If someone drinks it, it will have a magical effect.
What effect?
I'm not sure.
Oh,
I know it will be positive.
random one?
Somewhat. I'm still perfecting the craft.
Okay. If you need to experiment on someone, I'm here.
But I did roll it, so I know what it does, but Tommy doesn't.
If you're tired of carrying water, I can conjure some up if you want.
You're saying this to Drifting Rain?
Yeah.
Drifting Rain just said, "Oh no, it was no problem. I mean, it's a little bit of a hike to get to the lake, but you know, I really don't mind. I'd go back out there if you need." Oh, that reminds me. That strange fellow with the silver mask, he was asking about you all. He's down. He's down near the mouth of the cavern that I took to get out to the lake. And
Oh.
Hmm.
He wants to meet with us?
yeah, he said he has something important to talk to y'all about.
So I was in the first scene, the first episode, but since then Simon's just been working with the merchants and the people and trying to keep everything situated outside or wherever they ended up. He's only now getting back up in the front because we've had a death. So I assume that Rain's talking about learning about how to bring Professor back.
Oh yeah, he's got his body down there. I think he's praying or something, maybe to their god. I don't know, but it seemed like he was tending to him, maybe performing some kind of last rites or prayer
Either
to
way,
send him on.
Well,
Either way,
that
I
would be
think it'd
interesting
be-
to see.
Well, either way, like, yeah, I like. He smelt weird, but I'm really gonna miss him a bit. Maybe we should go check it out. Pay our respects.
And speaking of smelling weird,
I was just
as
gonna say,
you're like maybe starting to like make your way out of this tunnel, you're noticing like there is something really foul smelling amongst your ranks.
Hmm.
Seems
I was
like
gonna put on my bug cologne before we
might
go.
be Simon.
I ate too much cabbage.
I do not have a sense of
Oh
smell.
no. Is this smell gonna counter the pheromones from the ants? Uh-oh. I don't think Simon knows
It
that.
is now.
I think it is. I think it is. I'm gonna put on just a little more. Does Simon get the idea? Does he know he smells bad?
You don't notice it yourself, but it
Okay,
seems like
okay.
Marie is probably picking up on it.
Simon,
So I'm just gonna put
a
on the
bit,
normal amount.
maybe move, maybe walk behind me. I don't know. Maybe you have a upset tummy. A
No,
bit.
no.
No?
These are actually
Okay.
pretty good.
Oh. Okay. Well, either way, I'm gonna walk ahead of you if you don't mind.
Right?
And you know, Simon is probably like tried to wipe off like you would have felt that
Mhm.
juice or whatever running down your chin, but Murray, as you're looking at him, it's like ink, like it has stained his skin, and is like just like
That was
gotten
a really
right
good
in his
idea
pores.
to have
Yeah.
that mushroom. I hope you really enjoyed it.
It always is.
Okay.
Good
It's all over your
fortune comes
face.
my way.
I think I have a. Hold on. Here's a hanky. Go ahead. And he's gonna hold out a little handkerchief. You got a bit still on your chin.
Thanks. Go ahead and try
Mm-hmm.
to look at it when I'm done.
Yeah, it's like you manage to like kind of wipe it off, but it just kind of smears, you know, like, and it probably gets a little fainter, but like it's like somebody took literal like pen ink and like
Yeah.
spread it all over your face.
You know what? You could have that. You could keep it.
Hey.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Take my new good luck charm and I just put it in a safe spot. All right.
He's gonna kind of move. Oh, yeah, it's very lucky. It was my mom's. You could have it. I don't
Oh.
want it back.
Oh, thanks.
So this staining juice has a quite potent aroma, you saying?
Yeah, it seems so.
Dear,
Ruh-roh.
that's going to get us in trouble.
Yeah. Yep.
But Simon, it sounds like you're recognizing this from your conversation. You're applying some more of that pheromone.
Okay. Yeah. If Simon realizes that he's gonna add a little more of that bug cologne,
Sure.
It's not
So
gonna
you-
help.
it's not. Absolutely not. No. I know that.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's okay.
So you make your way down, traveling through some of these tunnels and passageways. You know exactly where Drifting Rain is talking about, and you make your way down to the lower level of the ant nest. And as you do so, you come upon Origa, and he is in the middle of this kind of larger chamber, and you can see that there is a bit of raised up earth, upon which is Professor's body. The professor is laying prone, eyes closed, of course, and he has a sword, the hilt of his sword in his hands, the flat of his blade draped flat across his body. And Savoie is here, and he seems to be singing a song. Shoot, I had it up and then I closed my Discord. 1 second, because this is like Scott's happy birthday gift. He wrote some lyrics to commemorate the loss of. Basically, it was a professor who sort of jumped to the rescue of Savoie. And so it could be that maybe he feels somewhat responsible or is mourning this loss in his own sort of way. And as he's doing so, he's singing, "He died about a session ago. His scent lingers in the air. Musty parchment and old mold. But he was a friend of Savoir Faire. He is somewhere in the higher planes, a place he longed to be, reunited with his son, a man who sometimes turned out to be. The professor was a brave soul, and a loyal member of the Magi. He bravely sought to save a life, the most noble way to die." And he's singing that song nearby, and you get the sense that Ariga is sort of annoyed that he has to listen to this because he's down on his knees trying to pray, and Savoie is there kind of spoiling the heaviness of the mood with his song. But Ariga doesn't say anything, and in fact, he's got his eyes closed as well, and his silver mask that he's typically wearing, that one silver mask that looks like a child's face with the wings on it, is laying next to him. But upon your entry, he stands and places the mask kind of hastily back onto his face, and as he does, you can see his once brilliant rainbow robe that he wears has got dirt and filth kind of caked on there. And he looks to you all, and he says, "Hello, how are we doing today? Did you rest well?"
It was okay. Bit sad.
Good in this dark time.
Yes. It is, we must talk of this. We must talk of this, of Coralan. You know him by different name. You know him by name of Professor, but his true name is Coralan. I must admit, being that I have Usamagaris' gift, I am able to see many things, but Coralan's death not among the things that my gift of foresight could have predicted. I was not prepared to face this event. He was a great warrior, of course, for many years. His age, of course, is a very important consideration, but he is too valuable an asset for us to lose. We must not give up on him. If we are to defeat Zargon, we need every sword and every spell that we have at our disposal. Unfortunately, the gift of healing is not my specialty. Previous Chief Magi, Demetrius, he was well versed in this type of magic. He possessed skill of reviving the fallen. This is not one that Usamagaris has granted upon me. However, there is a place perhaps that we could take Corlan's body, and a place that is very sacred to Synodicians. If we move his body there, I may be able to ask Usamagarst for a favor to bring him back. This is not going to be very easy to do. Not while the city is still in the hands of the Zarganites, but we need to act quickly. We can't wait. We can't wait to take the city back. We need to move now. I can't do this alone. I'm going to need your help if we are to be successful. I know that you only know him for a brief time, but you have seen, if not a friendship you have developed, you have seen how well he fights. He moves with the wind. His skill with the sword and with magic. We desperately will need it. Do you agree?
I'm willing to help in any way to get this good man back.
Yeah, I'm all about helping out and making good decisions these last few weeks. And you see, like, the black ink just dripping.
Yes. Yes, we need to see if we can revive him. Don't know what I could do, but I'll try.
I would
Well.
like to see this place.
Yes, it is. It is a place that I have not even been. In normal times, we forbid the living from going there. It is an island in the middle of Lake Moldave. The location is called the Island of the Shepherd. It is said when the Synodicians die, their spirits go to this place to wait the ferryman to take them to the afterlife. It is not a guarantee, but if Professor's spirit has not yet passed on, we may be able to catch him. We may yet be able to bring him back. There is an altar there, so the stories say. If we have the body, I may be able to rejoin body and soul. This is outside of my wheelhouse, though, you understand. There are many lingering spirits likely to be there. Especially those that the ferryman turned away. Angry spirits. They won't be excited to see that we are favoring one soul over another to bring them back.
But if we get the wrong one?
Well, I think that we will still be able to recognize Coralon. I don't think that he will be so deranged or crazed. Time is of the essence, though. We must make haste. It is likely that the spirits will try to interrupt what we are doing. You'll need to protect me so that we can see this through. So this is what I propose. In order to get out to the island, we will need a boat. So we need to make our way to the city docks and procure one. It is going to be dangerous. We're going to need to go through the fungal forest, and certainly there will be a number of Zarganites, I am sure, on the prowl. Luckily, they scavenge it and use it for food and such, so we will need to tread lightly. Once we get to the docks, we will need to bide our time and see if we can ensure that we can grab one without being spotted. If the Zarganites see us and they raise an alarm, we will be overwhelmed very quickly.
Yep.
Be done.
I think it. Yeah, definitely. I'll try to be a bit sneaky. I think we could do it. If you think we can, I'd like to really try.
It is a risk that we should take. We must take. So, just one more thing to deal with. We need to get the body ready for transport. So, and you see him, he reaches into his robe and he pulls out this little, like, really tiny little silver bell, and he shakes it. And you see a black soldier ant with sort of like a harness kind of thing that's been makeshift put upon his back approaches. And he kind of gestures to the body and to the giant ant, and he says, "Well, perhaps you can help me. I am not so young these days. Lift the body onto here. We'll use the ant to bring him that distance."
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah, well, of course.
I'll help.
And Simon, you see the ant little antennae are kind of attracted to you suddenly, and you see it's like moving towards you.
Okay. Hey, buddy.
Simon, you are very popular.
And antennae are kind of checking you up and down. Its
Does it
mandibles are
hostile?
kind of moving. Make a either how about an insight check?
Yeah, that was about to hit insight. There we go.
It doesn't look hostile, but it seems like it's. You get the sense that it is confused more than anything,
Okay.
because it's like kind of like lingering on you a little bit longer.
This ant's gonna help my leg, isn't it? Okay. Let's hurry up with this then.
And even as you're like kind of helping with the body, like you manage to get the body up on its back, but it just like keeps its attention on you, Simon. And Ariga says, "Well, he seems to like you quite a bit. Hmm? Do you have some foods in your pockets or what?"
I tried a new mushroom today.
I see. Well,
Like,
you should
have,
be
like-
careful about that. There are some good mushrooms and not so good mushrooms.
Okay.
But seems like he likes you. He follows you. Hmm? Maybe you can use that to help lead him along.
I will try.
Yeah, and as you're making your movements, like it's he's not like attacking you or anything. He just like is curious about you, and like everywhere you go, he's following just a few feet behind.
This is obviously a sign of good fortune, and Simon's gonna play into it. This is the way it's meant to be.
Definitely.
All of a sudden, the ants like me even more. In
Your
the
relationship
ant
with this ant was meant to be.
Of course it was. It's good fortune.
It looks like it likes you a lot. A little too much. Careful.
Yeah. Maybe you could help me out with it. Yeah. So yep, let's do this.
All right, so Ariga kind of grabs a few things before you head out, and as you do, 1 second, I gotta pull up this map, and this will be our first look at the underground city of Synodicea. So, players, the tunnel where you're coming out is the one that's marked T at the far end of the passageway there, or the cavern there. And as you emerge from this cavern mouth, you kind of have to like pull aside some roughage and undergrowth. It's clearly been kind of intentionally hidden there. But you're stepping out into what is a giant fungal forest. There's a wide variety of toadstools, shelf fungi, capped mushrooms, many of which are easily 10 feet tall or even higher. All of these things are the sort of things that fill out this dense undergrowth. And as you're stepping out from the kind of relatively dry cavern, you're stepping out into moist muck. Your boots are making a considerable amount of noise as you kind of have to kind of trot and clomp through this sort of clay muck of the forest floor, the fungal forest floor. And the other thing that you're noticing is that even though your perception is that you're far, far underground, there seems to be light coming from somewhere. You can't really see the source of it, but there's a sort of an orange light that sort of filters in and trickles down from up above, fills the area with a sort of dim light. So you're not in complete darkness as you're sort of looking through the columns of mushroom stalks that block your visibility going forward. The ant, as you're kind of coming out there, Simon, the ant doesn't seem to have any difficulty walking in the muck. Seems like he's, even with the body, he's kind of built that he's kind of able to walk right on top of the sludge.
Well, I guess we just keep an eye out for the Zorgonites, and we'll be okay. How far does it look like, or is it kind of difficult to see the lake?
You, from where you are, you can't really see like through the forest. At least not quite yet. But you are getting the sense that as you're moving, you're not because of this, you're not very quiet, and so it might be sort of easy to detect you if there is anything out there. But why don't you give me a quick perception check? So you're trying to do like a visible scan, like an initial scan, just to see if you see any forms lumbering around.
Sure. Perception. Here we go. Well, that was great.
Yeah, so it's just you're with this orange light kind of hitting down from up above, and just sort of the weirdness or the strangeness of the situation. You're like just not able to determine like what might be a moving, living thing versus just a stationary piece of fungal growth out in the distance. Sort of a haze once you start looking out maybe 40 feet in front of you.
Well, I guess we're going the right way, I think. Maybe we should have got more ants. Maybe-
Is Aruga with us?
Yes, he is with you. He's just kind of like walking alongside the giant ant.
I'm gonna name the ant T-him or them, T-him, and I'm gonna keep an eye on T, and I'm gonna keep an eye on Aruga and see if they react to the situation more than just look around myself. I kind of feed off their perceptions as they might see. I figure the ant's like mandibles will go up if something's not right or something like that.
Yeah. Give me no check really. You just notice Ariga kind of pulls up his mask like just a tad, and you hear him like kind of audibly breathe in and exhale. And he kind of lets out a pleasurable sigh, like he maybe has missed this.
Okay.
There's sort of a kind of an earthy sort of odor or scent here in the fungal forest. Kind of a sour, sweet, floral yet, decay of plant intertwined.
Yummy. Nitrogen.
Is there a boat that we can go across when we get to the lake?
Well, my hope is that the Zargonites still fish this lake, and so there should still be some boats if we can make our way to the city docks. Maybe the best way would be to go forward through. Even though we're having some difficulty, it's kind of the soil here is thick and mucky, but at least the forest gives us some cover. I worry that if we stray too far from the forest, that those that are patrolling the city streets might spot us. But it's up to you.
I trust your judgment.
Are we leaving a very obvious trail behind us?
Yeah.
That would.
I mean, I wouldn't even.
Whoa, thanks for the jams, man!
Maybe.
Think of it, but he doesn't know what to do about it.
And Albinosaurus Jones showed up.
Uh-oh. I mean, hooray.
Thanks for the cheers.
Oh, good.
Yeah, he just earned a ton of EXP, so better be careful.
Uh-huh. I mean, I love you.
Maybe if the ant goes last, he can cover up some of our tracks.
That's a really good idea. Then it's just an ant, right? And there's ants here.
What do you think,
Heather?
T? You think that'll work?
The
As if-
ant
as if I
just
can
is, yeah, he's following you, and his
Yeah,
like
I've seen
head
it.
kind of bobbles, so it might give you the misconception that maybe he's agreeing with you, with
yeah.
the way a dog
Appreciate it.
doesn't understand things
Is
but
it
reacts to
talking
you. So, Ariga just says, "Well, I don't know if there's anything that I can think of to do about this. Maybe it just means we must be quick about our trek through here. Hmm?
And if we go single file, then we cover up our numbers.
Oh, I've heard this before.
That's
Yes.
a good idea.
Back when we used to live above ground and we were considered sand people, we did this. Yeah.
That makes
Ran
sense.
with
You
it.
did live in the desert.
Very sandy there. Yeah.
It's a good name for you.
So,
Descriptive.
unless there's anything special you want to do, Ariga suggests just moving south through the fungal forest. But your alternative would be you could skirt around the cliff or the cavern wall to get out of this area. But then you run the risk of being exposed to wandering eyes from the city.
If Drifting Rain was able to move around here, I think maybe we should stick in this area as well.
That makes sense.
You begin making your way south through the fungal forest, and there's a lot of diversity in the different species and things like that. Like it seems to kind of change wildly from one section to the other as you're moving your way south. But the largest of the stalks is sort of a droopy capstoned toadstool that rises up 10 to 12 feet, and that one's pretty consistent throughout the forest. And as you're getting like further and further away from the cavern wall, you're noticing that at the base of many of these stalks, which are, I don't know, some of them are maybe like 2.5 feet in diameter, so they're pretty large. Some of them have these like metal taps in their side with buckets, almost like it's a sap tree or something. And that starts to become more frequent the further on you go.
Are any of these buckets full or almost full?
You want to go check one out?
If there's one close enough that it doesn't poop up the entourage.
Yeah, as you're moving forward, they start to become pretty frequent. So you make your way over to one and you take a look inside. And the one that you're looking in appears to be maybe like half.
Okay.
Ooh, and Albinosaurus Jones just redeemed a wandering encounter.
Oh,
Thank
thanks.
you. I was
So-
I needed something to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Check out
Simon, as you're checking this out, let's just have everyone do like a perception check.
You got it.
Why?
Bad boy of the internet strikes again.
Bad boy.
There it is.
That's a little
Thank you.
better.
Murray.
Okay, so
Yeah, no,
Murray and Helibet, you watch as Simon goes up to one of these taps and kind of sticks his head in there, and is checking that out. You hear a couple of voices off in the distance, and it's like definitely coming in your direction. They're not they're not close enough that you're able to like identify like language or anything like that. Your perception check is like you're getting like the heads up that just something is coming, but it's far off. You feel like you've got a moment here to maybe do something or.
So guys, this is half full, and then if they get fuller, we'll know that they're going to collect from them soon, and we got a problem, right? Nice and loud. Oh, right.
No, someone's up ahead. Someone's up ahead. Roll out of there. Roll out of there. Roll out of there. Roll out of it. No, you gotta roll.
I get back to the movie. Sneak back.
We're rolling now.
We have to roll out of here. We cover ourselves in the goop. They won't see us, so we gotta roll.
So
I'll drop into the goop.
Okay, so sounds like Murray and Tome Bearer, you're gonna like kind of like get into the muck and like kind of roll around a little bit and use that as your like camouflage.
Apparently,
Yes, definitely. That seems like a really good idea.
Hides under the ants.
I will follow your lead, Murray Brett Jermaine.
Let's go this way. Watch
All
this
right.
like me.
So Murray, give me a stealth check,
You got it.
and Tome Bearer, you could do the same. And Simon, what are you
That should
doing?
not have rolled twice. Except I do have disadvantage, so it should have rolled twice.
Okay. Okay.
You
perfect.
are armor. Simon hides behind the ant or under the ant. Yeah, this isn't gonna go.
Okay.
I'm gonna drink my experimental elixir.
That's a good idea.
So Simon, you're trying to hide behind the ant. Okay. You can give me a stealth check. So you could do this. The thing is, the ant isn't maybe going to be hidden, but you could definitely like get out of sight from the thing by being behind the ant. How about Halibut? What are you doing?
How thick are these stocks?
The ant with a mage on its back.
They're like
Yeah, yeah.
2.5, maybe 3 feet thick.
Okay.
The biggest
I'm
of
gonna
them.
I'm going to try and stay behind some of those.
Sure.
Hide behind like a big tree trunk.
Okay. Give me a stealth check. Ariga just kind of pops behind the ant with you, Simon, and he's just like, "What is this? This is a terrible plan. This is a bad spot."
Go
There's
hit
no
a
bad
roll.
spot. This is my bad spot.
Ow.
So, you're all hiding and such, and then Tobear, you're popping that potion.
I sure am.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm relying on you because I don't know anything about these abilities. So
All right, so
is
the
it a
random one
thing?
that I rolled is transformation, which allows me to cast alter self, which lasts for 10 minutes. And I'm going to make myself appear to be a hobgoblin
Okay.
that looks like one of the ones we fought when we first came into this place.
Okay.
So I'm a hobgoblin that's also rolling around in the mud. But
Yep. This is gonna be great. So my first question. So you've all done this. So this is like the part of the scene where everyone like just got out of sight as like the figures like come into the clearing or whatever. Does anybody speak Goblin or understand Goblin?
I have a lot of languages. Let me see.
Good question.
No.
No.
There's a flaw in my hobgoblin disguise.
I do not.
Well, it was random, you know.
It's up to you, Halibut.
Uh,
You can just lie to me.
no, I actually do have goblin.
All
yes.
right, there it is.
Yeah.
Because we don't want to miss out on the comedy, right? So,
I'm a dwarfish goblin and draconic.
These are jokes, kid.
Nice.
So Albinosaurus Jones, this is for you. These two goblins walk into the clearing, and they're mucking about too, right? Like they're
Goblins
not.
walking.
They were very easy for Murray and Halibut to hear because they were clomping through the muck too. Male and a female, and they have with them like a very large hog on like a tether, and the hog seems to be kind of like pulling them along and like sniffing at the ground or whatnot. And the female goblin looks to the male, and so Halibut, you understand their conversation. They are talking in Goblin, and she says, "Lick, you numbskull! You dropped this!" And you see she like kneels down into the muck, and they're both wearing like these overalls, big high, like knee-high leather boots, and she dips down into the muck and she picks something up, and it looks to be like a piece of like morel mushroom. It's like kind of purple, and you see it appears that there has been like a piece of thread or something like threaded through it. And she's taking this mushroom and she kind of straps it to the male goblin's arm, his like pallid orange flesh of his exposed arm, and she starts like tying it on to his arm. And she says, "You're just lucky the big fella isn't around here keeping an eye on us." And she looks over to like where Tome Bearer is, and she says, "Look, he's already taken him out. That poor guy." And then the male goblin says, "Vorka, relax. We are totally pulling this off. No one suspects a thing." And she says, "Relax? Relax? How can you relax? Are you tripping?" And he says, "Yeah, I sure am." And she's like, "Oh, why won't you take anything seriously? If we ever see the queen again, I'm going to share all of your foolishness with her. You'll never dance again." And he says, but
Those 2 feet have got no rhythm.
if I can't dance, what am I working towards? What has this all been for? And then you see his eyes are like narrowing in on the ant, and he says, "Oh my God, there's." He's just pointing forward. He's like, I see a giant ant with a body strapped to it. And there's 2 goofy little guys hiding behind it." And she looks over there and she says, "Yeah, I see that too. Hey, who is that? Who are you?" And you can see she does have like a scimitar at hand, and you see she like pulls it out. So she's got scimitar in one hand, and she's got the leather strap that's tied to the collar on the pig. And she's gesturing over towards you, Simon.
But I can't understand a word she's saying.
I'm gonna stand.
Yeah. From
up
your
to the
perception,
muck.
she's just like she's threateningly like swinging a scimitar in the air, and she's got a hog that's like kind of sniffing in your direction.
I look to our silver masked friend and go, "I think they saw us."
I'm gonna stand up out of the muck, and I'm gonna raise my hobgoblin arms up in the air and just start bellowing.
And the guy that's the male hobgoblin is just like, "It's undead! No!" Make like an intimidation check.
All right, this is gonna be awesome.
This is your moment.
So
I'm scared.
Roll.
the guy the male hobgoblin is kind of freaking out a little bit, but he doesn't run away. He's just like he also gets his sword out and he says, "Ah, undead!" And the Halibut, you're hearing him say, "Undead, undead!" And he's swinging his sword forward. Let's roll a quick initiative here, and I gotta set this up.
I just kind of looked at Halibut for some kind of confirmation of what to do, because I think
But Halibut's just going to say, "There's no need for violence." He's telling that in Goblin, so they can.
So most of the combat tonight is just going to be like theater of the mind. I don't really have battle maps set up for anything, so okay. I will roll. Oh, yeah. If you all want to go onto your we got a small group here, so if you all want to go onto your own pages and roll your initiative, you can do that.
Okay.
I did instinctively. I forgot you usually do the group thing. It's been too long.
No, it's all good. It's all good. So I think I still just need Murray and Helibit.
Yeah,
Wow.
that adds up.
So Murray, you're first to act. It doesn't. It seems like you. I think you did pretty good on your stealth check, didn't you? So you seem like you're adequately stealthed, which maybe plays into whatever you end up doing here. But you don't get the sense that they know that you're there.
All right. Let's go ahead and I'm gonna shoot the pig.
Shoot the pig. You have
Old
advantage.
saying.
That a good old.
You know that old saying. I'm gonna shoot.
You know
the
that
pig.
old saying, shoot the pig? Yeah. All right. Advantage. All right, here we go. Advantage on shooting the pig. Short bow. I'm gonna just throw it in here. Uh, 20?
Oh yeah, that.
We don't
well,
have them on our combat tracker.
No, that's
Oh.
why I didn't.
Gotcha. There they are.
Oh,
But
okay.
yeah, 20 will just hit the boar.
Okay. Sneak attack. Nyeh. I don't do nyeh. I go. Nyeh. 4.
Okay, 16 points. Arrow goes shooting through its neck, and it's like trying to like make a pig squeal, but it's just like choking on its own blood, and it just makes out this really, really terrible sounding screech.
I yell out. I yell out. Leave this place, please.
And with that, it tries to charge forward towards you, Murray. It's kind of like wobbling a little bit, like it's on its last legs, but it does trudge forward. And how does this work? Okay, so just a tusk attack is... It, like, you sidestep and the poor thing just kind of slips. It was trying to charge you with its tusks, and its feet just kind of splay out from underneath it as it, like, flops down and kind of slides forward in the muck. The two goblins, let's see, what did I say? Lick, and... I don't remember what the other name was that I said. So the female goblin is up first. She
Something
runs...
like Raja or something.
Raja? Okay.
Something like that.
Lick.
Lick and Raja.
Lick.
So Lick goes charging forward. And he's terrified of the undead hobgoblin and takes a swing. But he's just like... Seems like he's probably legitimately on something, as he just kind of very much sloppily swings forward, and you don't really even have to do anything to evade that one. But Raja heads forward herself, and she attempts to hit you, and she's a little bit more capable. 23 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit.
And that one is going to be 7 points of damage. I'll pull that on here. Oh, you got it. Okay.
I just manually did.
Next up is Simon.
Raja seems like the more formidable one. He's gonna slowly pull his greatsword and move up to Raja and say, "We can't let him sound an alarm." And he's gonna attack Raja, but I don't want to get adjacent to Lick.
That'll hit. And with that sword. Wham! One hit kill.
And then just kind of back to the ant a little bit.
Ariga moves up like behind Lick, and you can see little strands of like electrical discharge from his fingertips as he attempts a shocking grasp here. He hits it. 1d8 damage to Lick. And that is 2 points. Next up is Tome Bearer.
All right, I'm going to use my action to change my form with the alter self, and I'm going to become a super zombified hobgoblin now. So I'm just going to like rot in front of him, and then keep bellowing.
Make let's say another intimidation check.
I didn't know artificers could do that.
I'm really bad at it.
Is that a Warforged thing? Like I'm trying to talk to anybody who's listening. I didn't know he could do. Did you know he could do that?
So you got like these gross like oozing wounds and stuff like that are popping out, and you don't know what's wrong with this guy, but he employs his namesake and Big Tongue. He like seems like he's thinking that you look like some kind of a cherry Danish as he's getting real gross with
I can
it.
see that.
Yeah.
With my bonus action, I'm gonna healing word myself.
All right. 7 points back to full, and then we turn to Halibut.
Halibut will go to Lick, and he will attack him with the Warhammer with non-lethal blow.
All right.
Super non-lethal.
Unfortunately, a 14 will miss. Also, don't forget, players, you do have one reroll. And I have to remind myself, I also have a reroll, but not now. All right. Anything else, Halibut?
No, I will let that go.
All right. Murray, Britt, Jermaine, it is your turn.
All right. Is anyone else around me and the ball at the moment?
I
not.
think it's just you and the boar right now.
All right. I have the ability to apply my sneak attack to this if there's no one around 5 feet or so. So I'm going to do that. But first, let's try to hit him with my rapier. All right. Goodbye, piggy. Oh,
That is a stuck pig.
stuck. All right. Sneak attack.
And he goes down.
Make sure we save that for later. It's good eats.
Yeah.
That's better than cabbage.
Lick.
And
Oh,
bonus
go ahead.
attack. I'll try to hide.
Okay.
Or bonus action. Yeah.
Go ahead and do a stealth check at. It'll be at disadvantage.
That is okie dokie. You got it.
Okay. So, you managed to kind of get behind one of the mushroom stalks. The reason it's at disadvantage is because Lick looks like heartbroken seeing that pig go down, and so he was looking in your direction like, no, princess or whatever. In
Keep
Goblin.
in mind, he saw the female goblin go down too, but it's the pig.
It's the pig. Yes. There's one true love. So he looks heartbroken. And then his face kind of turns to rage as he's going to take a swing at Halibut. He gets a critical hit. So 10 points. I'll drag this onto you there, Halibut. And he's just sobbing and in a rage. Flurry of swings with the scimitar. Simon, it is your turn.
I'm gonna walk up to Lick. Now, Halibut, you didn't communicate take him alive at all, right? You just went for it.
Yeah, I didn't say that, but I just thought we could find out what they were doing.
It's
Not
a great
anymore,
idea
we
that
can't.
Simon's not going to think of on his own.
The head's the hobgoblin. Head goes rolling through the muck.
Leave
You
my
got it.
cleric alone.
So it is quiet. You dispatched of the goblins and the hog before further, whoever the big guy is didn't get called in.
You antique
So.
pig.
Ariga just looks around and he says, "Very good people. We made quick work of them."
I'm going to change myself back into a hobgoblin.
I'm going to loot the bodies, maybe?
Make a investigation check.
Maybe we'll find out why they were here this way.
Oh, take that mushroom he tied to himself.
Oh.
That seemed important.
You go for that while I fail my investigation check. What mushroom?
Take advantage on it. We'll call it kind of help that Tome Bear is
Okay.
kind of pointing out. I noticed, that it had something.
Get a little ham from that.
Okay.
pig.
So you don't really find anything that looks like true valuables. You do find, there is that piece of fungus strapped to its arm. The other thing you do notice as you're checking it out is it seems like there's, on both of them, more like pieces of mushroom or fungal growth that look similar, different types that they have like tied to themselves, and
Oh, okay.
pieces of it like stuck in their ears. One of them has a piece like wedged in its nose. Lick has a piece that's like wedged in his nose. It's just kind of weird.
Fungus smuggling?
I've read about
No,
smuggling.
does
Usually you
anyone
want things that are
recognize
smuggled
that,
to be
uh,
hidden.
What
In his
that
nose.
maybe does anyone recognize what that would be used for?
Make a
that-
nature check.
With us here, maybe he would know.
Halibut, if you are thinking about that, trying to figure that out, you could do a nature check.
Nature. Not a very good one.
Okay. We'll say with a 14, you're not really picking up like these are all different like strains of mushroom, and it doesn't really. It looks kind of like what Tome Bear was saying. It doesn't really seem like they're smuggling them. It almost seems like they want it to be very visible that they have that. They wanted to make it a point. It was strapped to exposed arms, things on the face where it would be very visible. Based on a 14 on the nature check, I think coming and going from the Borderlands, myconoids would be something that you would have heard of. There are some that live close by there. So it sort of looks like the type of thing that you sometimes see on like a spore servant or something that the myconoids have attached some of their spores to, but this isn't that.
It's a ghillie suit. They're dressing up as they're trying to blend in, camouflage.
I'm going to take that bit of purple morel that he had tied to his arm, and I'm going to tie it to my arm.
Ooh.
Oh, we got a social earlier.
Oh, did you? Okay. So I'll update yours. So you have 5 rerolls here,
From Scott, I think.
and I just got one from Dave the Banhammer Thank you.
That's not possible because Dave's not here, man.
Dave's not here, man. You know, whatever this goblin was doing, one thing's for certain. He sure looks like a fun guy.
Oh, I get it.
Thank you. Ah.
We're gonna say, in addition to like their scimitars and the overalls that they were wearing, and they have wooden shields. They also have 35 silver pieces. I'll throw in the sheet here. So that's what you find on their body. And Ariga just says, well, I think it could be that there are others looking and patrolling. If we should keep moving before somebody spots this scene and tracks us down.
All right, I will have the bit of mushroom tied to me, and I'll smear a little bit more on my face.
Dressed up as mushrooms.
Well, while I'm here, I'm going to cast heal wounds on myself.
I'm very muddy now.
Yeah.
It's good for the skin.
I will take the weapons so that maybe we can. Eventually, the others might want to join the fight, and we might need weapons to do so. So I'll make sure they just come along. Trying to think everybody there.
So you move through the fungal forest here, and you manage to get to the kind of the perimeter where you're. You haven't quite exited the forest yet, but you're looking upon the city docks. And you do see that there's like maybe four what are essentially like rowboats that are, it looks like, well, two of them are tied up to the docks, but it seems like another two are actively being pulled in and moored there by some fisher folk. What look like Citadicians, bone white hair, mixture of males and females that just have some different nets, fishing tackle gear with them that they're pulling in. Looks like they're just coming in, having probably labored for the morning. And you also see that there is a bugbear kind of at the end of the docks. It just seems to be arms crossed, just like in kind of a supervisory kind of thing, just watching them. And then, of course, you've never been here before, so off to the east there, you see the city. And there are a number of grand buildings, many of which seem very old, but very much intact. And there's a number of the buildings that look like they likely are places of worship or temples to the various faiths of the three factions. But if anyone's looking out that way, you could give me perception checks to see if you spot anything else.
Sure. Toward the city?
Towards the city, yeah.
As
I continue my
Halibut,
streak of rolls.
Halibut is looking around the shoreline of the lake as far as he can see, and just to find out if that's the only place where they might acquire a boat.
Okay. Give me another perception check. Sorry, I would move that comet, but it's not allowing me to do so, so it's kind of stuck on the map there. Okay, 18. So you're kind of over maybe sort of where the H is, sort of that side of the fungal forest. Halibut, you're looking kind of down this way. Maybe in towards like the shoreline where the lake and the fungal forest would meet. And you see that there are two ogres some distance away, I'd say, maybe like 300 plus feet away. But they're on the shoreline there, and they're both help. You can imagine how big it is because they're helping each other with it, but it's a barrel that it seems like they are both holding over the lake, and there's like a stopper that is out, and there's a hole at the top lid of the barrel, and there's some kind of substance that's being poured into the lake. No boat. That's not what you were looking for, but this is what you see when you scan around, that there's some activity happening down that way.
I wonder what they're up to.
And of course, in the middle of the lake, you see the destination where you're trying to get to, this outcropping of rock. Some distance away, you can see there does seem to be, even though this is like a place that Ariga had indicated the living don't typically go there, there is like an old crumbling walkway that leads down from the lake, that kind of, ancient walkway that goes up. There's columns of pillars of stone that kind of line the walkway, and it seems to lead up to where there's some standing stones at the center of the island. Ariga turns to you all, and he says, those people down there, they're just coming in from bringing in their catch from the morning. I say we wait here, and we wait for them to move on. And when we see our opening, we make a move, and we grab a boat.
I could attempt to create another elixir to blend in.
Do you think the ogres are poisoning the water?
You point that out, and he says, I have long wondered this, how the Zarganites keep our people pacified. It could be that they're putting something in the water to help pacify our people.
Maybe it has something to do with the fungal buckets that were tapped to those mushrooms.
Halibut, make a insight check. Okay. Ariga just says that makes sense. That could be that they are harvesting ingredients, keep the people pacified. But that is not our task for today. We should be patient. Maybe Tonebearer, you can make some potion. The rest of you maybe we take a load off here and just observe.
I can try. I wasn't paying a lot of attention to how I made the last one, so we'll see what happens.
Does anybody who drank the water from this lake feel a little pacified?
I don't know if any of you actively told me that you drank any of the water.
But the buckets that were brought to us were from the lake, right?
They were. Yeah. Did any of you drink? Simon, you did?
After the mushroom was spicy, I'd mentioned I go up to Rain and make sure I get some water to wash it down. Yeah.
So, I guess when Halibut says you don't actively feel any different than you did before, but you probably didn't think of anything of it at the time because you had that lingering taste from the mushroom on your tongue. Mm-hmm. But now that you're thinking back, like you thought that maybe there was something a little odd about the flavor of the water, like almost like it had like maybe that kind of metallic taste to it that you sometimes do from like, I don't know, like well water or something.
Maybe we could stop those ogres sometime.
Is anybody carrying any of that water on them?
Good question. I guess if I
I'm
have
not.
water at all, it's going to be that, right?
We could get some. It's right there.
No, but I don't think you should drink it.
Oh, I don't want to. I'm not going to have any of that. I prefer. I mean, I've learned my lesson about tainted water.
They're pouring out his water. Yeah, you're right.
So probably none of you have this water actively like in any of your water skins or anything, because I think you were relying on Ariga had been conjuring water and food for you all up until now.
Okay,
I can do that if we need some.
we do.
I have the spell.
So right now the plan is sneak over there and grab a boat. What if we grab all the boats? We release the other 3. Give them something to, like, maybe something happened to all the boats, and when they realize one's missing, they really haven't. All 4 are missing, and maybe they go after the other 3 while we sneak on through.
I don't want any attention, really. I think we should have none. I think we just take one. That's what I think. I mean, we could fit, you think? Maybe? A giant ant? I don't think a giant ant. Are we gonna keep? Are we leaving him here?
Ariga says, I think that the ant will be encumbrance we don't need once we get him to the boat. I think with Coralon's body, maybe we take 2 boats. But I agree, let's not draw any unwanted attention if we don't have to.
Okay.
And as he's saying that, there's a little bit of commotion happening down by the docks. You see that there's like basically 8 Synodicians in total that are on the docks pulling the two boats in. And one of them looks like a man, maybe like late 30s, mid to late 30s, falls down. And it's kind of like convulsing a little bit. His head's hitting against the wooden dock. And some of the Synodicians are flocking to his side to kind of, kind of that thing that if someone was ODing or something, like get him on their side. He's frothing at the mouth a little bit. So there's a couple of people.
down there?
Synodicians. Well, so that's a good question. You wouldn't really probably be able to discern the difference, because Zarganites are Synodicians. It's just their, kind of their faith, I guess.
Okay,
They're cultists. So, but you could probably surmise that they themselves, you've heard this story a little bit, that the Zarganites have some of the hapless Synodicians kind of still living in the city and sort of in servitude. Okay. And so because they're doing manual labor, they've got the bugbear watching them. They're probably not like Zarganite faithful.
Right.
It's the feeling that you get. So yeah, you see this person is having this spell, and you immediately see that bugbear is making his way over to him. He's getting up on the docks, and he's pulling a couple of the fisher people off, and he just says, "What is this? What is the matter?" And one of the Synodicians just says, "It's nothing to worry about. He's had a little too much of the elixir. He's having a bad spell." And the bugbear just kind of scoffs, and he said, "Had too much of the elixir, has he? Likes the elixir, does he? He should have all the elixir he likes." And he grabs this person that is having the spell, and he pulls him up, and you see him, like, the bugbear is just overpowering and grabs him and dunks him into the lake. And is just, like, laughing. "Ha, ha, ha! Drink! Have all you want!" And all the other Synodicians that were hauling in the boats are just kind of quaking in fear. They're not about to oppose this abusive overlord of theirs.
Guys,
Is there anyone else around? Is there?
Is it just the bugbear right now?
Make another perception check.
I did make another elixir, but it didn't turn out the same color as the last one.
No, it didn't.
You don't see anyone other than the bugbear and the 8 Synodicians there.
Let's stop this. The rest of the citizens can cover us if they know. If we win them over by. We're doing this? And Simon's like, guys.
Ariga says, look, we wait. We wait.
He just like clenches his fist. But
Does anyone have a weapon that they would like enhanced?
Yes. Yep. I have I would. Yeah, of course.
So you have a non-magical weapon?
Yeah, I have a non-magical short bow.
I can cast a magic weapon on it and make it a +1 for an hour.
Okay, yeah, we'll do that. That sounds good. I'll kind of hand it to you. Yes, please. And he's still looking to see if this guy's gonna be able to get let back out of the.
Does that mean we're gonna do this?
The lake. Is he coming back up, or is he still taking a little bit more of all the elixir he wants?
I'll
It's been about maybe we'll say 30 seconds, and you see no indication from the bugbear that he's letting up. Like he's gonna drown this guy if nothing happens.
Guys, can't do it alone.
All right, I give you a back.
You got it?
Oh, plus.
All right. Am I hidden from the bugbear?
Right now the bugbear is not aware of any of you, so you're way back at the fungal forest and you're seeing this.
We're a ways away.
Yeah, you're probably some, I don't know. We'll say about 200 feet away.
Okay. Yeah.
And Ariga says, "This man, he is no one. If we take an action, we're taking an unnecessary risk."
Those other ones might have been able to cover us, but we can do this without them. Yes.
So what would you like to do?
Tommy's watching Murray and Simon.
Murray with the short bow is going like this, saying, okay, it's about 200 feet away. All right.
Simon is now 30 feet closer. Sneaking up.
Simon, you're sneaking up there? Okay.
Yep. Sorry.
Give me Simon, give me a stealth check.
You bet.
And Murray, are you letting out an arrow?
Might as well. I guess so. I guess we're gonna try to save this guy that's ODing. And now it's getting he's getting a super overdose of elixir. So
I think the range of your short bow would put you at disadvantage, right? But you're hidden, so the 2 will negate for this first shot. So it's a normal shot.
Get that +1 magic to it, right?
+1.
And you have all the we got 5 rerolls.
I'm gonna arch it up high, so it's kind of be hard to tell where this is coming from. We're up. All right, here we go. It's okay that I roll an attack. It's fine that I do that right now.
You're taking like a surprise shot here.
Sorry. Here we go. I'm just going to roll it here. Is that fine, or is there somebody?
Yeah, you can just roll it in the chat. That's fine.
Oh, sorry. Oh yeah, there's a combat tracker. I'm sorry. All right.
Yeah, he's on there too. Either way,
I'll do it on that guy. Well.
Yes.
Oh, you get a
Well,
Talking about
critical hit.
All right.
Pretty
Just
good.
just for the coolness of it, we'll say
Wow.
that you got sneak attack on this.
nice.
Very nice. +1 to whatever this is going to be. All right.
Okay,
Needed.
so yeah, and then there's +1. So you could describe the kill shot here.
I shoot it up high enough where it. And you just, the people from there would be, hey, lay off. And he's like, "Arr, arr, arr, arr." And all of a sudden, just right from the top, and just like this arrow just domes him. And his eyes kind of start rolling back.
And as he's got little cherry sundae happening on top of his head, he drops forward into the lake, and the other Synodicians are sort of looking around in concern, but the main threat they still don't see you. They go and they run over and they grab their friend and pull him up onto the deck or onto the dock.
I'm still going. Did I hit him?
Murray, Brett Germain, that was a brilliant plan.
I'm gonna hurry over there at that point, so Simon just takes off.
That was very well done. Good
Was
idea
it?
to take him out in one shot so that we don't have to display our position.
I was trying to do a warning shot. I'm happy. I'm happy that I hit him though. Good.
Did I hit him?
You should tell everyone that that was your intention.
Okay. Yes, very intentional. I was aiming for the top of his head.
That's precisely where the arrow landed.
Yes, thank you, Tommy.
Weapon enhancement worked for one.
We should get Simon.
So Simon, you make your way to the docks, and the Synodicians. Are you kind of making your presence known? I'm guessing because you're running
gonna
that
move
way.
right up to the guy who's been dunked in the water for too long.
Okay, so you make your way up onto the dock, and like all the Synodicians, they've pulled him up, and he's sopping wet. It seems like he's still kind of convulsing and going through some kind of a seizure, and it's even worse now because he's kind of coughing up water and such. But you run up on the dock, and they all stand up and they kind of back away. Probably an assumption that you're maybe the one that shot this arrow. They're not going to trifle with you.
I'm like, gather around, cover me, make it look natural. Come on, guys.
And
What is he doing over there?
And
He has
does
another
he's gonna
plan.
cough it up on his own, or does he need help?
he's kind of choking. Yeah, he needs some assistance. So if you want to do like a medicine check to try to help him out or stabilize him.
I will start with a medicine check. Let's see what happens here. There we go.
Okay, so you go over there. You manage to kind of pump some water out. He coughs out the water, and you get him breathing kind of freely again. And as he's taking in oxygen, he doesn't like fully wake up, but he's sort of muttering to himself, and he's just kind of saying, I should have lit the beacon. I see it. I should have. And he's looking at you. His eyes are wide. I should have. If I would have lit the beacon, she'd still be alive. I should have lit the beacon. And he's somewhere else. But he's speaking and conscious.
I'm gonna light it. It's gonna be okay.
Are any of the other ones around hearing him say this?
Yeah, their attention is kind of focused. There might be a couple of them that are looking out towards the city kind of nervously. But most of them have their attention on Simon.
You said the bugbear went into the water?
Yeah, he don't.
I was gonna like prop him
Good.
up, make him look like a scarecrow. Damn it.
No.
You're gonna
Grab
weaken
him,
the
he's probably
Bernie's.
sinking down now.
Can that Bernie with the bugbear?
Bugbear's still here. Everything's natural.
Have the rest
With
of
his
us
extra long arms.
Put a baseball cap on him, sunglasses.
Super extra long arms.
No, but he's sunken, so I can't do that. I try to wave the rest of the group.
Halibut,
God,
you had a question?
I was just wondering how if Simon was the only one that heard him say that, if we hadn't been there yet.
Yeah, probably you probably didn't hear that very clearly what that character was saying. But you get waved over by Simon, and Ariga just says, "Well, I suppose it was as Usamagaris willed it, so."
Yeah, probably.
And he's having a hard
Fist
time
bump,
with the
right?
ant because Simon ran ahead, and the ant is like trying to like pull him, and he's like, "Whoa, easy now. Okay, be careful."
Oh. I
And,
relay everything I heard him say to everybody else, especially to Halibut, because I didn't really understand it.
Then I would like to ask one of the other ones that are more coherent. What was he? What did he mean by that?
One of the women kind of steps forward, and she says, "1 year ago, when the city was under, when most of the warriors went to deal with Zargon, we were caught off guard. We didn't know that they were coming, the hobgoblins and the other goblinoids, the allies of Zargon." And she points to across the lake. And over here, you can see that there's like kind of I don't know if I have a good image of this. Let me see real quick. But there is like kind of a tiered no, that's not it. There's kind of like a tiered level of caverns that have landings at each of them. 4 levels, and there's just like, you've heard stories of the Caves of Chaos. It kind of reminds you of all of the different caverns that existed there in the ravine. Just like 4 levels of landing and all sorts of caves. And she says, when the warriors were gone, the hobgoblins, the goblins, they knew that we were defenseless. They came over on their boats, and Nikolai here, he was the one that was he was at the watch. It was his duty to light the beacon, to warn us. Perhaps he was overcome with their numbers, and out of fear he didn't light the beacon, because if he had, they would have seen him. They would have shot him. But the invasion happened, and he lost his wife that day. He often has this vision. When he drinks too much of the elixir of fantasy, he gets taken back to that day.
Are the rest of you forced to drink that elixir?
Forced is the only thing that's keeping us going.
It's the only water you got.
Do you have a container? I can give you some clean water and you can wean yourself off of that elixir.
You misunderstand, sir. We knowingly imbibe. If you're talking about this lake, that's one thing. That pacifies many of us, or so we've been told. Or so is the rumors amongst our camp. And she kind of she goes into like her pocket and she pulls out a crystal vial, which I think somebody here has one probably, but it looks just like the elixir that some of the Synodicians were drinking. I think Halibut, yeah, I think you have one. It's the elixir that some of the kind of drugged out Synodicians were drinking near Darius's temple or area. And she tells you this is our only escape, living here, being forced to work being forced to do unspeakable things, this is the only escape that we have.
There may be hope yet. Do not despair.
And she just kind of looks at you with kind of a scowl.
And at that point, I help the other guy up, even though he's still kind of tripping a bit.
Yeah.
And I tap him on the shoulder and I go, "These days are all about second chances. He's right."
He seems to be kind of calming down a little bit, like maybe the vision that he's in is subsiding, but he's still kind of like quivering a bit, shaky. And this woman that you've been talking to, she turns to you now, Simon, and she says, We thank you for what you've done for Nikolai here. But you best be moving on. In fact, we're going to have to try to figure out some way of dealing with this. And she kind of gestures to where there's some blood kind of pooling at the top of the lake there. And she says, whatever it is that you are here to do, you best do it quickly.
We need a couple boats and a little bit of time.
And she just kind of gestures towards the boats. They're all yours.
And yeah, he slipped or something. You can pull that off, right? We're good.
He fell down really hard on an arrow.
Oh, the arrow fell really hard down on him.
Let's not be bringing the arrow into it. Just something else happening.
If they fish him out, the arrow is going to be fairly obvious.
Yeah, I
Fish
kind
him
of.
out.
I didn't
And I
even
look
know I
down.
hit him.
Can I even see the bottom or the hop? Can I see the bugbear at all? Or...
I suppose you could put a hat on him. That would hide the arrow.
I like that.
The body, yeah, like right off the dock here. It's not like yeah, I guess it would be like a pretty clear lake, pretty clean underground lake. So yeah,
drag that bowdy out a ways.
We'll ferry it out.
Try not to drink any water as I do this.
Take some rocks. Take a bit of rocks with us.
Kind of gonna have to make sure nobody finds his body.
Well, we could take him to the island. That's where dead things go.
We wouldn't
It's-
want him
yeah.
to come back. I don't know how that works.
Yeah, it
Well-
would be nice.
We, can take,
We wouldn't ask for him to come back, but we could just leave him there.
Don't take him all the way to the island.
Yeah,
He
it-
won't
it's
Would
be
we-
any
weird
more dead
sometimes.
spirits there.
Would we see him there? Is he
I
going to
think
be
he
there
belongs
too?
At the bottom of the orc poison lake. Yeah.
Oh, take him halfway.
they give you some nets. You can ensnare them and
Oh, thank you.
pull, kind of troll them out there. Sure.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
Pull him out until it looks like I can't see the bottom and just kind of cut the net.
So, sounds like, yeah, you take the body off the giant ant, load the professor up, and start to row your way out on Lake Moldvay over to the island. So I think this is probably a good time for us to stop and take a short break in the middle of our game. So thanks everyone for hanging out with us here tonight. We're playing the Lost City and just made our first foray into seeing the city. So
It's not lost anymore.
Found City.
it.
So yeah, so we'll pick up back. Let's take maybe a 10-minute break or so. We'll be right back and we'll be able to see what happens to the professor here. Hey everybody, we are back. Thanks for hanging out with us here on a Friday night. Just playing a little D&D, playing in a little the Lost City. This is the fourth of the original Adventures Reincarnated that we are playing here tonight as one of our thank you games, our community campaign games, with some of the folks that support the Patreon. And so where we left off, our heroes are on a quest to resurrect one of the another player character in this campaign who died in the previous session, and so we sort of assembled a little bit of a quest here to bring them back. And they have just acquired the boats that they need to transport Professor's body across Lake Moldvay and to this island at the center of the lake that Ariga Cirkinos says, the Magi from the clan of Usamagaris, he believes that with the body there, that he may be able to say a prayer to Usamagaris to bring Professor back. So you are rowing out to the island. Let me share the map here with you. Disregard the name of the island. We did not use that name for this island. Professor Ariga referred to this island as the Island of the Shepherd. And so you're rowing out. I think 2 boats are being taken. Probably each boat can really only hold 4. And so with Ariga and the body, 2 boats would likely need to be assembled. And so I don't know that it's going to matter a whole ton, but maybe we should specify who's together on each boat. Ariga would be in one with the body of Professor. And he could probably use a set of hands to help row the boat.
Go ahead. Yeah.
I can row the boat with the Riga and Professor.
Okay, so you're there, and then perhaps, I don't know, what are we thinking? The other 3 of you and the other?
Sure.
That sounds perfect.
So you're beginning to row out to this this island, and you can see this winding stone staircase that leads up from the lake's edge up. Ascends, I don't know, maybe a height of like 30 feet up above the surface of the water. And as you're rowing, you see that there are kind of these pillars of stone that even in the lake that jut up. They probably rise maybe about 10 feet up above the water. And as you're rowing, you do see that the kind of the edge or the cliffside of this island is pockmarked with like little caves and caverns. It looks like sort of similar to maybe the caves that the Synodician woman pointed out across the way to the Goblin Caves. Sort of like that, about that size. And as you're rowing, on either side of the staircase are stone pillars that rise up a distance of about maybe 10 to 12 feet. And as you're approaching, on the two pillars right here, you see that there are 2 undead creatures that stand. They are corporeal. They are armed, and they have bows in hand. And it seems as you're rowing closer, and you're about, at this point, you're about 20, 30 feet away from that staircase. But the ripples of the water as they're cascading kind of forward and hit the sides of the island seems to awaken these 2 guardians who stand. And we're going to start the second part of the session out right away with an initiative. And you can all roll your own initiatives here. Okay, I think I've got everyone. And as has been the kind of way things go here this session, Murray, you are up first, as you are the first maybe to notice them standing and drawing bow and getting ready to shoot down at you.
Is there a bow in the hand? What did he say? How far away is the other boat?
Within 10 feet.
Okay, I'm gonna say, see a way we could tell him not to, maybe not to shoot us. You know?
Ariga just kind of says back,
Thanks.
they are guardians. Likely we will need to deal with them if we are to go up there. Take them out.
I yell,
okay.
everyone lay down, and I guess I'll
Tommy
shoot.
will immediately lie down.
Yes. Yep. Here we go. First shot on one of the guardians. It's in our combat tracker.
Yeah, there are 2 whites there that are on. We'll say
Cool.
white 1 is on the left side, white right is on the right side of the staircase.
White. Here we go.
That's a hit.
All right. Oh, +1, and it's a magical. I don't know
Oh,
if I
okay.
how to add that.
No problem. So we should take an extra 3. Got it. All right. And then Murray, you're getting down back on you're getting down to a prone position.
Prone position.
Okay. The whites are going to take their shots. So, we're in initiative. So no one's had a chance to do this prone position trick quite yet. But nonetheless, they're going to take a couple of shots.
You can see Tommy intends to do as he's told.
Getting ready, yeah. This first one is going to take aim at Simon. And first attack is a 17.
It's a hit.
And that will be for 4 points of damage. Second shot is a 21 to hit.
Eh.
And that one is for 9 points. The other white is focusing in on... It would seem it's going to focus in on Murray, despite the fact it is at disadvantage. It is going to attempt to shoot you. That first shot is going to be a 9. That will miss. Second shot. Ooh, another 9. Avoided the crit. And then we move to Tommy.
All right. As I am moving into the prone position, I will raise up my crossbow and take a shot at the one that Murray hit. Which that is white 1.
Well, you got him. And 3 points.
And then I will drop prone in the boat.
Like Tommy.
Halibut.
Hello.
Halibut's going to cast Sacred Flame on the one that just got wounded.
Oh, I'm going to use my bonus action to hand my experimental elixir to Murray.
Okay. So, Halibut, you can click and drag, or you can click and drag that saving throw on the one that you want to on the combat tracker, and it will fail.
Nice.
Click the effect.
Or
Or what am I supposed to?
damage. I think you're casting Sacred Flame, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so just drop
yeah,
the damage on white
I
1.
must have cast the wrong one here. Damage.
Yeah. There you go. Okay, 2 points of Sacred Flame damage to that one.
Yeah, I don't think
I don't think it applied, but yeah, I got it.
Okay.
All right. Next, anything else, Halibut?
No, that would be it then.
Okay. Not dropping prone.
No, Halibut, he's he's not dropping prone. He's just kind of foolishly standing there, I guess.
All right, braving it. Ariga is going to He's going to just drop prone. And then it is Simon's turn.
Simon is going to cast protection from evil and good. And row faster to bring the boat up to the shore.
Okay, so you're going to take your action to row the boat.
Well, my action is to cast protection from evil and good, so apparently
okay.
I don't really get...
Gotcha.
My intent's to get there, but I don't really have an action.
Okay. Sounds good. Murray Britt Germain, it is your turn.
I will take my action to look and drink the elixir that I was given.
Okay. This one gives you an elixir of flight. You have a flying speed of 10 feet for 10 minutes.
Ooh.
Wow.
So you're slow, but you can fly.
I do not know this.
You might notice you start to lift off the bottom of the boat a little bit.
Oh, okay. I don't want to. I don't want. Stay down.
We've learned that the blue one makes you fly.
Scared of heights.
I'm going to be holding onto the boat and kind of, wow. And I'm going to kind of move myself because I'm kind of floating a bit, kind of behind it.
Important lessons learned.
Trying to stay prone behind the boat.
I guess I didn't describe it to you, but there's a giant fan at the top of the cavern, you know?
I burped.
Oh, yeah, you lower down. You're fine.
Don't touch the walls.
Although, truth be told, I didn't describe to you where that light was coming from earlier. Now that you've had some time to kind of look out, your sense of being in a cavern is sort of turned on its head a little bit, because what you're seeing up, like, you can't really see a ceiling to the cavern, but you do see like an orb of light, almost like a sun, that is overhead. But your sense is that you are underground. It's a different type of light. It's a very orangish light that comes from this orb in the sky. But yeah, you don't see a cavern.
Kind of hazy, like you described
Kind of
it
hazy.
before.
Yeah. Yep. So.
Okay. That was my action. I guess, can I use my bonus action to kind of position myself outside of the boat, kind of floating,
Sure.
kind of prone above, as kind of like a hide action? I don't know if I'd be able to do that.
Yeah. Go ahead and do a stealth.
That will be the end of my turn.
And then it becomes the white's turn. This one is going to attempt to shoot at Ariga. Or wait, no. This one is actually shooting at Simon. Simon, you're prone? No, okay.
I have protection from evil and good up though, so.
Okay, so it should be, yep,
Yeah,
I rolled
roll
at disadvantage,
this.
so 14 will miss. Second shot. No, it's not time. Okay. The other one is shooting. The other one is shooting.
Dirty. That was dirty.
This one's shooting at Ariga, who is
Prone.
prone, so disadvantage. That one will miss. Second shot. What if I just use it to kill my own NPC? And a 9 will miss. Tome Bearer, it is your turn.
All right, I'm going to stand up and I'm going to load a special sickly green bolt into my crossbow, and I'm going to fire at white number 1, and I'm going to cast Ray of Sickness.
That is a hit.
Well, that's too bad. He's immune to poison, so that did nothing.
Yeah.
We learned another lesson. And then I will drop prone again.
Prone on the floor of the boat. Helibet, it is your turn.
Helibet is casting Sacred Flame again.
It fails. It will take damage. All right, 4 points of the radiant type to white 1.
And Helibet will go down to duck down, I guess. Hold his shield over his head.
That sounds good. Ariga is hanging tight as well. Simon, it is your turn.
So how far away are the whites from us?
From the boat that you're in, probably about 20 feet, but up on the pillar, so.
Oh, they're up on pillars?
Yeah. So it's the kind of thing, like, you wouldn't have seen them until you got closer when they animated, because they would have been laying prone on top of the pillar, and then once you got closer, then they stood up, and then you saw them.
How high up is the pillar?
About 10 feet from where it stands. So one is on this pillar here, the other on the one on the opposite side, the first set that are adjacent to the staircase.
Here and here?
Yep.
And these stones here, is there a chance to ninja scroll my way over there? Is that what we're looking at here?
Yep, potentially. So the one closest to your boat, the one that you'd be looking to leap onto, is 10 feet above the surface of the water. But if you could leap out and get a good grip on it and climb up there, you would be able to rather easily hop from one plinth to the next.
Okay.
The challenge is getting on the initial one.
That is the plan.
So give me a strength athletics check.
Okay.
You've got 5 re-rolls in the bank. Would you like to use one?
Yeah. Lady Timora, I'm going to need your help here. Nope.
That did not help, unfortunately. You leap out off the boat. You try to grab hold of that, but you just don't find any grooves or anything really to like dig your fingers in or get a good grip, and you slide off and you splash into the water below.
So that's probably my action. Do I still have movement?
Yeah. So you could start swimming. Just
Assuming I didn't take any damage.
half speed in the water. No damage.
All right, so I'll just stay underwater and go half the distance there, and probably get the other half next round. Holding consciously trying to make sure that I don't swallow any of this water.
You're going towards the staircase?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. That sounds good. Another round of movement and you get to the base of the stairs. I want to come out on this
side, not necessarily directly in the middle of the two, but off to the left, the side I was on. Does that make sense? Like maybe surface over here, or is that not possible?
Oh. Is there like your intention to try to be out of sight of the whites?
Mm-hmm. Until I surface.
Sure. Yeah, that works.
Okay.
All right. Next up is the wonderful flying Murray Britt Germain.
All right. Da 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 da. Okay, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna push up.
It also makes songs.
let a arrow go at. I still have the ant tunnel up, the ant nest. I probably don't need that anymore. Okay. Attacking. Here we go. Oh, I should add advantage. Here we go. I'm going to shoot the white one.
You got him.
All right.
The white.
Here we go.
And that is technically a magic weapon,
Yeah.
so 7 more.
+1.
+1, so 8 more.
Isaac, if you click on the magnifying glass next to your weapon, you can add that in. Just put after the property or after the damage type, put comma space magic.
Okay.
You can also add the +1 bonus there.
Cool. Magic. I'm going to try to somersault in the air to behind the other boat and hide. Attempt to hide again.
Okay, sounds good.
All right.
White number 1 here, having lost sight of Simon, is going to redirect its shot to Halibut. Halibut, a 9 will miss. Second shot, a 19.
19 hits.
And that will do... There you are. 4 points. The other white was trying to shoot at a Riga. Getting frustrated with that. Turns its attention to Halibut. So they're both shooting at you, Halibut. First one misses. Second one also misses. Tonebearer.
Where did Simon end up?
I'm
in the water right about there. I don't know. Sorry.
Can I still see you?
So I don't know if I'm clearly understanding where he is exactly, but I'm picturing you're kind of like clinging to the side of the pillar, kind of opposite facing the whites, maybe like sort of peeking up out of the water, but I would think he would be perceptible to you on your side.
Okay. Then
correct me if I'm wrong, but that's what I'm kind of.
That sounds great.
Seeing. Okay.
Tommy's gonna raise up his crossbow and aim it at Simon, and fire a little syringe at you, and cast Healing Word.
It bruises a bit, but it feels good.
And then with my action, I will turn the crossbow on one of the whites and fire a bolt at it, as it magically replenishes its ammo. And I'm going to use a reroll because we got a bunch.
Yeah.
There we go.
All right, 7 points.
And can I use any of my move action to row our boat closer?
I'm gonna say no.
Okay, then I will just drop prone.
Sounds good. Halibut.
Halibut's going to use a bonus action, and he's going to cast Healing Word on Simon. And then he's going to cast Sacred Flame again.
Sounds good. Oh, this time he makes it.
Ooh.
Oh, so there's no damage then, right?
No damage.
Okay. That would be it. Then I'd drop down and cover my head again.
All right. Auriga stays put. Simon, it is your turn.
So I want to use the other. I have to move half movement and use the rest of my movement to get up on the shore. I want to move around this pillar a bit and then push off. Just head to the shore.
Sure.
No,
We'll say your movement brings you. You can pull yourself up onto the landing,
Okay.
and that would be like where your movement would end.
So that puts me at the base of one of the pillar right here. Is that right? Would it be there?
Yeah, essentially, yeah, on the staircase.
Okay. The more damaged one, I'm gonna use the dash action and start climbing the pillar he's on.
Okay. Give me a strength athletics check. Lower DC to do this than the leap.
Yeah. Well,
Yep. And that
if I can, I'd like to climb the side of the pillar that isn't facing the other one, but I understand if I don't have enough movement to circle around first. I have a bonus action if that helps.
the one that isn't facing the other one.
And you said I came up the stairs.
Yep.
So if I can get on the side of the pillar, so that I'm not facing, I'm not in the middle.
Gotcha.
opposite-
Okay, I
opposite
understand.
the
Yeah, he
far-
doesn't want to. He
yeah.
wants to have some cover.
It doesn't really
I'm
matter.
gonna
'Cause
say if your goal is to get up to the top, probably you'd be able, if you're dashing and you're climbing, you'd be able to get to the top of the plinth or the pillar this round.
Okay.
But is your intention to be like clinging to the side and you want to end there?
Yeah.
You
My intention is to be clinging to his ankle actually.
okay?
That's so far, but I don't have an action to do a grapple check or anything.
Okay, gotcha. So you're
So
kind of
it's-
like you're spider crawling up there, and as you do so, you kind of corkscrew so that you're on the opposite side.
Mm-hmm.
You're ending your turn on the pillar, kind of within 5 feet of him. Got it.
Yep.
Okay,
Right
sounds
there.
good. We're back to the top, and it is Murray's turn. Murray
Well.
Bridgemain's turn.
Murray Brent Jermaine is not hitting, I'm assuming. Didn't roll very well. he's-
How badly did you roll?
I got, let's see, a 7.
Okay. Yes, not hidden.
It
I
must
might
have been
be
all the singing,
distracted.
right?
I might be distracting them.
Either way, you're real
Put that into
close.
play.
So I'm shooting the one that you're next to. Which is
Come on,
the
Charlie.
white one. Come on, Charlie. All right, I can't do a very good grandpa.
That's a hit.
All right, sneak attack because he is 5 within 5 feet of him. Sweet.
And that one goes down.
Did that matter?
did it.
Was it? Yeah, it was good.
It's not,
Thank you, Ed.
It's
I
still good. It's
appreciate
good news. Yeah.
Oh,
We defeated one.
There's your foot.
We've learned another lesson.
And now I move up a little bit. Ooh. And I'm gonna, for my bonus action, I am going to dodge. I
Okay.
think, right? I could dodge, right?
I don't know. All
Is that
you
cunning
you
action?
rogues can do all sorts of
All
crazy
right.
stuff with their bonus
I'm
action. So
All right.
That would have if you have that from your subclass. I think you can. I don't think that's a normal thing rogues can do.
Oh, in that case, no. I'm going to just be in the air.
okay.
Yay!
Well, this other one
I could fly. I could fly.
is
All right.
definitely going to try to shoot you.
8-foot
Of
tall
course.
Peter Pan going on right
Giant. Ah.
Ooh, I rolled a nat 1. This is the time. This is where I use one of my
now. Whoa,
rerolls.
this is out of the way.
Wait
No,
a second.
I mean, that's horrible. No.
I counteract it with a player reroll.
I counterspell your reroll. Counter roll. Let's play magic. In response.
Interrupt.
Does a 19 hit?
It sure does, Alex.
Oh, I'm so happy.
Let's go to the board.
Uh,
what he says?
3 points of damage. Was it worth it?
Ow!
Does a 14 hit?
No, it does not.
Next up is Tommy Tonebearer.
All right.
Tommy.
Tommy Tonebearer is going to use his action to row the boat toward the shore.
And
Tommy, row the boat to shore.
Hallelujah.
oh boy. Okay.
And it came to pass that Tommy was taken from this place to another place.
Oh,
You lost me
boy.
there, but I'm with it.
Hey,
I'm on board.
I like it.
So apparently it does not. You grow the boat.
I grow the boat ashore.
You grow it ashore. I don't know. My map is struggling a bit here. So here we go.
Boats.
We'll just make a bridge of boats.
You feed the boat a potion.
There was a.
Here's a baton.
I
Okay.
discovered another potion. This one makes boats bigger.
I think I understand my. No, I don't.
Oh, your other boats are on a different layer.
Yes, layers. I
Yeah.
don't understand layers.
With
We have
Unity,
3
I haven't
boats
played
now.
with them much, but I have played with them, so I'm getting. I have, yeah, I get it, but I don't know what to do.
I'm just gonna delete that one.
That one's dead to me.
Okay. Oh, is that what I need to do? No. I'm out of my element here.
The boat moves 10 feet.
It moves closer to the shore. So how's this? You're like,
It's theater of the mind anyway. You don't need to move it.
yeah. You're
We
based
were
on
30 feet out. Now we're not.
yeah, we'll say you're like 15 feet from the shore.
Okay. That's all I'm doing.
Halibut, it is your turn.
Halibut is casting guiding bolt on this white. That's a miss, right?
That one's a miss.
Reroll, reroll.
You do have 3 rerolls. You want to use one?
Okay, I'm going to re-roll that.
That seems like a fair one to do that too.
How do I? I'm trying to drag it onto him. I can't do that now.
If you're having problems with it, just you can just roll it in chat. That's fine.
I have a +5 to that.
Plus
so-
5, 14 is what you need. You hit.
Okay.
So 3 points. And
Oh,
what
wait a
is it?
minute. No, that's wrong.
Oh,
I dragged
you
the
did
wrong
your Sacred
one.
Flame. Okay, yep. All right, 17. So
I didn't drag. Yeah, I didn't drag it right on him. So
he takes 17 points, and what is it? Next attack is at advantage on him.
Yes.
All right. Anything else, Halibut?
that would be it then.
All right, Ariga stays prone. Simon, it is your turn.
How far away is the other pillar?
It is. It's like 15 feet away.
16 feet if I get a running leap, which I'm not getting. Okay. I'm gonna do it anyways. I'm gonna have to use my whip, and I'm gonna jump off this pillar, and I'm gonna attack the white on the way down. trying to get around. Maybe I can get around its ankle and drag it down with me. I don't know how you're going to play that out.
Sure. Yeah. Want to see it happen. The range is what on a whip?
10
Like 10 feet
10
normal?
feet.
Okay. So this is a trick shot, right? Because you're going to be like trying to hit it like while you're also in motion. So I'm going to say the
Grapple
attack.
check, yeah.
The attack will be at disadvantage because of the trick shot nature of it. But
Okay.
if you hit, you'll be pulling him down with you.
Okay.
$17 does hit, and so you, you grapple his ankle. He goes falling. The two of you are both gonna take some fall damage here, just from the height of that. So, both you and the white take 4 points as you fall.
Okay. Now I'm concentrating on a spell, so let's see if we keep that. Nope, of course not.
Oh, the protection
Protection,
spell.
good. Yeah, the protection spell.
All right, but you got him down on your level.
Okay.
Next up, Murray, Britt,
While
Jermaine.
Murray, Britt, Jermaine is like in the air just gliding.
This is wonderful.
You have the high ground.
I sure do. I have the high ground. I go up a little bit higher. 10 feet higher, in fact. And I will shoot my arrow.
That's all he's got.
All right, here we go. Oh. Oh, didn't want that. I guess I'll use my, I think I wish like I played a monk, so I know what that is. I should probably look to see what can I dash as a.
Yeah, you can
Okay,
dash,
that should be one you have.
disengage, or hide.
All right, I'm gonna dash closer. Yes.
Sure. So you kind of like do like a triangulation because you like moved up 10 feet, and then you're coming down 10 feet.
I'm gonna move closer. I'm gonna spiral through it. That's the end of my turn.
The white stands up, pulls out its long sword, and is holding it with two hands. It's ready. They're on the base of the stairs here. Simon, the paladin, great sword in hand. There's like this epic, battle is about to happen on the steps here. Pulls out that sword, takes a swing. A 23. He strikes and hits. 6 points.
Oh, sorry about that.
Second attack.
Uh-oh.
Ooh. I have one last reroll. I'm going to use the last reroll.
Bring it.
This wasn't the battle I wanted to use my rerolls on, but this is where we're at.
I soaked the reroll. It's worth
You
it.
soaked the reroll. Yeah, exactly.
Bring it.
And the reroll it's the same thing. So here we go. We're rolling a d6. We're gonna see what terrible thing happens.
Destined
Of course,
to be-
it's a 5.
Of course it is.
We gotta pull the table up.
All is white in the world.
White.
But then it's going to be you actually hit.
It's good. Probably. Yeah. Right.
That's what's gonna happen.
Wah wah. Yeah.
Double crit.
Instant death. You are compelled to try and stop the fighting by any means necessary. Okay.
Make it work.
He so he hits you the one time, and then as he's like swinging back again, you just see like a glimmer of like some kind of light, like a pinpricks of light in the eye sockets of this white.
Shamrocks.
And instead of swinging, he just kind of holds the sword out and is like moving up the staircase, seemingly like maybe trying to prevent you from ascending any further, but it's like he's very restrained here. And then it becomes Tommy's turn.
I'm going to take my action to row us the rest of the way toward the shore.
And you make it the boat right up along toward the side the staircase there.
And I'll use my move to get out of the boat onto the shore.
Sounds good. In relation to the battle happening with Simon and the White, where would you like to be?
Tommy's not very tactical, so just right up there.
So as you kind of are approaching the White's kind of like sword out, like, backpedaling, like, if you're moving, he's moving back. He's withdrawing, but he's still trying to like.
Tommy gets out of the boat and looks up at him, and Tommy's eyes brighten a little bit, and he just waves.
The White processes that, computing. Halibut.
Now, am I in the boat that's just got to the shore there, or?
Yes. Yep.
Okay, so I get out of the boat and I will start up the stairs, and if I'll get near Simon and I will cast Cure Wounds on him.
Okay.
And am I up to the? Can I get up to the White?
Yeah, if you want to be. You're right up there. Simon's in proximity to it, so you're casting Cure Wounds.
So I wouldn't
you're there
be able
too.
I wouldn't be able to attack him then, would I?
Not unless you got something that allows you to do a bonus action or something like that.
Then I'll just stay where I am right now.
Okay. Now that the arrows have ceased slinging down, Ariga gets to one of the oars and he starts paddling and bringing his boat a little bit closer. Simon, it is your turn.
He pulls his greatsword. It tries to walk up so that he's on level with the White. Lady Timora has blessed you, given you a second chance. Let us pass or join us. And I'm gonna use my action to try to communicate with this thing because he doesn't know any better.
Okay. It says back to you in sort of a raspy voice. You must go back. You should not be here, this place. It is not for you. It is not your time.
We brought a dead one. We were hoping to bring him back.
That is not acceptable. That is not what this place is for.
Then you have earned your afterlife. Can I still attack?
Sure. You swing and you hit. Whew, 13 points. He's looking pretty badly damaged upon
MBJ,
that hit.
Counting on you here, MBJ.
I like that. MBJ. Marie Bridgermain, it is your turn.
Whee!
That epic battle.
Following the lead.
Just a big
And
Goliath
bonus
flying
action
through.
all to just fly in circles.
Like there's this scene, and then you just.
Yeah. Whee! Very slowly coming towards you. I'm shooting the arrow at the White. All right.
That will hit. You have sneak
Alright.
attack.
I sure do. Here we go. I think that. Yes.
And does it have the +1 factored in there?
I added +1 to it, so
You
it
did,
should.
okay.
Yeah.
I can't really
Yes.
think of one reason why Alex would ask that question. One hit point.
Yeah. Bonus +1. So.
Why? Oh, why would I need to know that?
There's only
Well,
one
I didn't
reason.
I didn't do the bonus to the attack, only to the. Yeah, it doesn't have it factored in to the attack, only to the damage, which it wouldn't have mattered. I should have done
damage. Yeah, damage is what I was wondering about. Okay.
Yeah, I'll do that to the
He's
attack.
still alive.
Damn it!
All right.
He's gonna take. You got anything else?
Dash action up a little further.
Okay. The white is going to take a couple of swings down on Simon. Critical hit.
Oh yeah, I was too busy watching the 8-foot tall Peter Pan to block this. I'm done.
8 points.
There he goes.
Second swing.
Let's still call it
A 23 to hit.
I guess
Yeah.
I was wrong. Maybe it is your time to be here.
Welcome.
And he just kind of like kicks Simon like down the stairs, and he goes rolling and lands like right at the base of the stairs. And the white once again is just kind of like threatening, pointing its sword out, and says, "Go. Take your boats and leave." And then it is Tome Bearer's turn.
So Simon has just landed more or less at my feet. So I'm gonna bend down, and a long needle protrudes from my hand, and I'm gonna jab it into him
Appreciate it.
and cast Cure Wounds. And then with my move, I'm gonna wave at the white and walk toward him. Walk right up to him.
You're going in the wrong direction.
I am not alive.
Okay, you can stay. The rest of you have to go. Halibut, it is your turn.
Halibut's goes up to the white and attacks him with the warhammer.
All right.
Oh, but he is alive.
And that is a hit. And then the question will be, how would you like to finish it?
I don't know if I'm supposed to be here, but you're done. And kind of smacks him right on the head.
And with that, he crumbles and is very, very much done. And that's the end of the fight. Ariga pulls the other boat with Professor's body in it along the shore there. And he starts to kind of pull and tug at Professor's body. It's clear he's going to need a little bit of assistance.
As soon as I can shake it off, I'll start to help him.
Yeah, we'll fly down. We'll fly down and
Good job,
lend a
team.
hand.
Oh, good job. Oh.
And together, you all begin to bring Professor's body up the stairs and make your way to the center over here, where in the center of these 7 standing stones is and all of these standing stones are kind of standing in constructed of this sort of granite material, but there is a very smooth, polished, almost it looks like granite, but is sort of catching the light of that orange orb in the sky, and it sort of like glitters or seems to kind of sparkle. You're thinking it's like trick of the eye. It's not really like a magical thing, but nonetheless, it seems to draw your attention to that altar that's laid out there. And Ariga instructs you all to, bring the body closer to the altar. But then he just holds up a hand and he says, "Okay, wait one moment. I need to make some preparations." And you see him reach in, down by his waist. There's a scabbard there. He pulls out sort of a curved dagger. And he slices his hand, the palm of his hand with that. There's some blood trickling down. And with it, he sort of smears it on the top part of the altar. And it's a vague silhouette profile of a person. Once he's done that, he says, "Okay, you may lay him down to rest here for a moment. I have some preparations to make. We've had quite the journey getting here. I think if we need to take a moment to rest, that would be okay. Once I start the ritual, there's no telling what spirits I am calling. I can't pinpoint it exactly to Professor. I need to just send out a call. Their vengeful spirits will arrive, and you must protect me as I go through the ritual to try to call Corallan's spirit back." And so, the implication is you can take a short rest here should you need to. So, use some hit dice, recover hit points, recover any of those abilities you get back on short rests.
Thank you.
And so, anything special or anything in particular that any of you want to do this hour that you spend?
The island's not that large, right? I guess maybe just prepare. I would prepare a bit, kind of look around. I mean, I'd be levitating, kind of floating above, and all of a sudden just bam, hit the ground. But other than that, I would
scout out the island a little bit.
Maybe. I mean, I don't know what to expect. Really, vengeful spirits. I hope we don't see the FUD. Oh.
100 feet in diameter is about the size of this island. So there's not a whole lot to check out other than the standing stones. But doing kind of a flyby of the island, you just kind of get the sense of all these different little tunnels that seem to run through the center of the island. You don't necessarily see anything in them. They're just dark passageways. And you're sort of getting the sense as you're looking at them that they probably connect to the opposite side of the island. Like they kind of crisscross and weave. But it's just peculiar. It's a strange sight.
All right. I'll say, well, I'm going to wish good thoughts. Maybe that will not allow all these vengeful spirits to come. I'm going to think of nice things.
I have access to only the most minor of my spells at this point, so hopefully we'll be okay.
Simon's fidgeting with a coin. It's his holy symbol, Lady Timora is on it. There's some shamrocks on it, and he's just rubbing his hands around it. He's just keeping Timora in his mind. He doesn't really know how to pray, so he's just kind of just keeping the emotion there.
After the hour passes, Ariga looks at you all and he says, "Are you prepared for what comes next?" And as he asks this, you see that he's been arranging around the body a number of candles and beginning to light them.
Well, I don't expect that I'll be more ready.
And then he kneels down at the side of the altar, and you see him just kind of feeling around, like he's searching for something. And after maybe about 3-4 minutes of this, you just see him kind of like his eyes light up like an aha kind of moment, and he pulls something out, and you see that there's like kind of like a hidden compartment there that pulls out, and from it he pulls out a piece of parchment and slides that compartment back in. He pulls out the parchment and starts to speak some words in Synodician. And so none of you really understand what these words are, but you get the sense that his voice starts to get kind of echoey, as if he's speaking arcane words, casting some kind of spell. And as that happens, you feel the air around you get real cold. And there's like a breeze kind of passing right over the island, and the flames on the wicks of the candles are tested as they're kind of being blown. They remain lit, but you feel the arrival of these spirits that Auriga warned you of. And pretty soon the entire island, almost like out of thin air, you see dozens upon dozens of spirits all about. The vast majority of them seem to be Synodician, although you do see maybe a few hobgoblins and goblinoids in the mix. The expressions on their faces are... many of them are just sort of passively looking around the island. But there are a few that emerge from the crowd and step forward with hate in their eyes. These are the spirits that envy the living, the ones that are upset at this ritual that is happening. And there are 3 such spirits that step forward. And so we will put them here on the combat tracker and hit initiative. And did that work? Did it refresh your all
I don't see them on the
initiatives?
combat tracker, and I don't see initiatives rolled.
Okay, go ahead and roll your own
It does not.
initiatives.
No, initiative.
Does
Maybe
not.
initiative rolled because I was
did
there
it?
before.
Yeah.
Okay.
Our initiatives changed, but
It did
now
change.
we see them. Yeah.
It's
Okay.
hard to tell that they changed because Murray's still first.
Yeah, so
But he's at 24 instead of a 23. He's good.
All right.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's
so you
big
see
there.
yeah, I guess I did put a token out there. We'll just keep this theater of the mind, just to keep it simple. They've basically, you're all positioned around the altar. Auriga is there over the body. Your goal is to protect him. So, stepping forward from this crowd just is arranged around the perimeter of, on the outskirts of the standing stones. So none of these spirits have necessarily stepped forward into your position quite yet. And then Murray, you are up first, but you can identify there are 3 specific ones that look like they're intent on coming forward.
Murray will go easy. You mind and he's gonna go, you guys over there, mind helping us out a bit, maybe, please? He's gonna talk to the group. Just trying to get a friend back.
Make a charisma check.
All right.
Just a straight ability check.
Oh, straight ability.
Yeah.
Got it. Ability, charisma.
Okay. You notice that there are a few, maybe young adult aged Synodicians that seem to, when you call out, they do pay attention to you. And they're looking out at you and they say, Are you awaiting passage? Have you come here to move beyond?
Hopefully not. Not yet. We're just trying to look for one of our friends, named Professor. Maybe.
And you see them kind of looking around, and they look like at one another, kind of like, "Do you know who he's talking about?" And one of them steps forward and says, "Professor, is speaking of Coralon?"
Yeah, Coralon. Kind of smells weird, like cotton balls.
Well, he didn't always smell that way. He was once a young man, and he was quite dashing. I knew him well. I don't see him here now, but you get the sense that they are especially this one particular person is kind of scaling around looking for him.
Well, if you see him, maybe bring him over, please. Please. And also, what's the deal? He's gonna say, anything you could do to help us out, we'd really appreciate it.
And that's probably about it. They are looking at the kind of the vengeful spirits, kind of casting a sort of a look of sadness. It's the kind of thing they don't want to become like that.
Mm-hmm.
But this is the end result of one that doesn't pass on and stays here for too long. The resentment builds, and they remain here on the island, never to be taken. And then the turn passes to the specters, who do now fly forward and move beyond the perimeter of the standing stones. And you watch this first one as it moves. This one moves to Tomebearer. And it moves right up to you, Tomebearer, and it's just like staring you in the face, and you kind of see it. It's like, what is it? It is not alive? It is not dead? What is it? I hate it! And it reaches out and tries to grab at you, but misses. And it's like, arm just like goes through you, and you can just see rage building in his face that its attack did nothing. The second one goes right over to Helibet. It sort of chuckles a bit. And it says, I can smell it on you. You live a life devoid of joy. Come, join us. And it reaches out. It tries to grab at you, but just like Tomebearer, does nothing. This third one moves forward. It also moves up to you, Helibet, and it joins its partner. Yes, I smell that as well. This one will be easy prey. But not really, because he rolls an 8. Turn passes.
It doesn't look any better than
Helibet, it is your turn.
Helibet brings forth his clerical symbol, and he casts Turn Undead.
Very good. So, yeah, why don't you just drop the saving throws one by one on each of those, unless you know how to target. I don't know how you do that on the Mac. So a success, a failure, and a success. So you can drop the effect of the turn on Spectre 2. And then turn passes to Tonebearer.
All right. I will reach out to Spectre 1 that attacked me, and will reach out with a shocking grasp.
Ooh. Nice.
That's a hit.
And deal no damage to it. But it does allow me to take away its reaction for the turn. And I'm just going to move and try to keep myself between the specters and Auriga.
I'm going to give it a point of damage because I think it should take a minimum of 1.
Okay.
It's not immune, it's just resistant. So,
okay.
Yeah, so he takes 1. All right, so I'm sorry, are you moving away then?
I'm moving to be between the specters and Auriga.
Gotcha, okay. So we then turn here to Simon.
Simon's been staying adjacent to Auriga, and I think eventually the aggression's going to be on Auriga. They're going to be trying to stop that. So I'm going to cast Protection from Good and Evil on Auriga, because I think they're going to try to take shots at him while he can't defend himself. And then I'm going to... I don't think there's a better place I could be standing, and that's it. I can't do anything else at the moment.
Very good. So Auriga's turn continues to speak that incantation. Murray, that one Synodician, that specter spirit that you were speaking to, points out kind of behind you, and it says, "Well, I don't know about Coralon, but just behind you, that is his wife." And across the way, you can see a woman, probably in her 60s, like late 60s, kind of grandmotherly looking woman. But I just dropped a token on the combat tracker. And she is kind of stepping forth from the crowd. And you see that her gaze is fixated on Auriga. And like daggers in her eyes, like she is staring and hate. And it looks like she is she's just standing there kind of surveying. She's not making any drastic movements, but she has stepped out in front of the crowd. And this ghost just says, "That's his wife Claudia there. Maybe she knows where he is." And then it is your turn.
Well, if I can, maybe can I move closer to Claudia for a second?
Yeah.
Be like, hello, I'm Mary Britt Jermaine. I was a friend of your husband. We're just looking to get him back for a bit. You could have him after we're done with him.
Make a charisma check, just like before. This is to see if the spirits from the beyond pay attention to you.
You got it.
And with a 22,
Well done.
she turns and looks at you, and she says, "You're a friend? You're a friend of Coralon?
Yes.
Then you will stop this. You will stop this at once." And she points to the center where Auriga is, and she says, "That man is selfish. He's already taken once my son, denied him his afterlife, and now he wishes to do it to my husband. It is not fair. He's put forth what he needed to do. Let him be at peace. Let him come to me."
Oh, I didn't think of it like that before. Uh, we, we've heard about yes, son. As I'm like wearing, I'm wearing her son's like armor. I heard about your son. And your husband very much so is meant very brave. We just we need to save these people, and after we just need his help. He is a great man. He means a lot to us, and we promise that, uh, like I said, once we're done, he's all yours. You will see him again.
She says to you, "You wear my son's armor. That is yours. You. Why does it have to be my son? Why does it have to be my husband? There are many great men, many great women that could fight this war. You have come here. Our time is over. Let them rest. They have given their blood. They've sacrificed much." And with that, you can just see like she's gonna make a move on Ariga.
Okay. I try to. I mean, I can't really do much. I'm assuming that was like a full action, but I'll try to move. I'll try to move kind of with her a bit, kind of trying to stay
with her. Sure.
Yeah.
That sounds good. Next up is the Spectre. So Spectre 1 is there with Tonebearer. You're kind of playing linebacker, and he's trying to get at Ariga, but you're in the way, so he's going to go through you.
Okay.
Takes a swing. But again, just doesn't seem to quite grab on to anything to drain off of you. Anger in his eyes. Spectre 2. This is the one that is turned. Just flies back. I'm going to take him off the combat tracker here because I don't think there's anything that's going to happen that would really bring him back into the fray here. But essentially what he does is he retreats back and finds his way into one of those holes on the side of the island and hides away. Spectre 3. Halibut. It is concentrating on you and rolls a 9 and misses. Halibut, your turn.
Halibut wants to. He's gonna do a bonus action of Searing Smite.
Okay.
At second level, and then he's going to attack Spectre 1 with his Warhammer.
That one will miss.
So does that mean the Searing Smite goes away then too? Or?
Searing Smite is concentration instead of the next time you hit, so you still have that.
Okay. All right. That would be my. That would be it then.
Tonebearer.
All right. I am going to continue my super effective Shocking Grasp onslaught on Spectre 1.
That's a hit.
At least a 1.
3 points.
And I'm just going to say, stop it! Stop it!
If it makes you feel, it's only been shocking grasp damage so far, so you're the damage leader. Next up,
Wait.
Simon.
So they look like they're going to make a move for Aruga.
It seems like so make a quick insight check.
I'm trying to figure, can we just wait this out, or do we have to take care of these guys?
You're not really sure. Right now, the two that are remaining here seem content to be swinging and attacking Halibut and Tonebearer.
No, I don't like that either. I'll try not to get too far from Aruga. I'm gonna attack the wounded Spectre. Nope. I'm going to swing at the wounded Spectre. That's off.
We still have rerolls.
You have 2 rerolls left.
I used one already. I think we're okay.
All right. Auriga continues with this casting, and the spirit of Professor's wife moves and gets right up next to him and reaches out, and you see like her hand kind of like extends. She's like 10 feet away, but she reaches out across the altar and tries to hit him. And fortunately, you see a shimmering light kind of blocks her grasp as she reaches out. The protection from the protection spell protects him. And you see him kind of look up, and he just maintains focus, and he continues to read off of that parchment. And she's just screaming at him, "You will not take them from me again. My son has given you enough. The only child. They said that I wouldn't have a child. But it was a gift. It was a gift from Usamagaras. You will not take him. Let them come to be with me. Let us go." And then it is Murray's turn.
I move over to the woman, and I said, "Oh yeah." So I'm a bit sorry. I was kind of honestly, I was hoping that you did get a little slap in on him. But to be fair, why don't we wait and ask him what he thinks? I'm sorry for your loss and what you've gone through, but so many more will feel the same that you do. You have an opportunity to really help out so many people. We need your husband. We really do. I plead with you.
Make a persuasion check.
All right. I'm going to use a reroll.
Sounds
right.
good.
Oh.
And with that, so this is going to be something that isn't winnable necessarily on one persuasion check. However, if you can have a number of these, and I'm going to call that number 3.
Okay.
Just from the game mechanics kind of standpoint, give you a target. That you might see a change in her demeanor here, but you bring that up, and she says, "It shouldn't be that way. We shouldn't put that burden on the poor man. He has given so much of his life. Why? His sense of duty is so great. There's no way that he could say no." And with that, you see from the crowd, you recognize a spirit, and it is Professor. He's on the perimeter, and he is not necessarily aware of what is happening here in the battle, but it looks like he's wandered in and is just kind of getting his bearings. He's kind of looking around. And, hey, thank you for the raid proficiency bonus. We got some of our Probo friends coming over. So we're right in the conclusion, the big climax here of our session. Basically, this whole session that we're in is the resurrection quest from a player character that died in our previous game, and so they have brought his body here to an island to begin a resurrection ritual to bring him back from the veil. But in doing so, they had to summon untold number of spirits, and a few of them are the vengeful type that have some animosities towards the living. And they got some beef, and one of them is actually the player character who died, his wife, who is ready to be reunited with him, and so she's not so excited about this resurrection. And Murray Brett Jermaine here, trying to reason with her and bring her back into into the fold here. Let her see the light, that he's still useful to them. So next up is the first of the spirits, and this one was attacking Tome Bearer, reaching out.
Buddy.
Still hasn't been able to land an attack on Tome Bearer. You live, you breathe, in a 9. Every time I roll a 9. It misses. Spectre 3 has been trying to land a hit on Halibut. Is going to try again. 15 Halibut.
The miss.
Miss. Halibut, it is your turn.
Halibut will do the Warhammer on the wounded one and see if he has better luck this time. And doesn't look good.
Anything else, Halibut?
Do we have any rerolls?
We have one reroll left.
I'm going to take it.
Take it.
Yeah, I'm going to take it.
And that makes it a hit.
Ooh. I'm glad I didn't waste the reroll. And I have the Searing Smite, too.
You sure do.
Yeah, you sure didn't waste that reroll.
So, Searing Smite at a 2nd level.
8 more points of damage. You swing and you hit with your Warhammer, and it goes right through the core of this specter, and it just dissipates into a mist.
I asked it to stop.
It listened.
Tome Bearer.
I will walk over to the other specter and begin the lightning onslaught. Shocking grasp. No, I missed that one.
Next up is Simon.
I'm going to take a swing at the other specter while calling out to Coraline, "Let's go!"
That is
You
a
can't
hit.
rush the professor. He doesn't move that quickly.
That's a hit. 12 points.
You've got a hard choice to make, buddy. Let's get over here.
Auriga continues the spell. Claudia again reaches out to try to hit Auriga. And it should be disadvantage, right? This time, she breaks through and hits Auriga. $11 points, and you see Auriga kind of he's holding onto that paper, but as her spectral hand goes through him, he crumples down. It's like she grabbed some kind of invisible, like you don't really see her like siphon off life force or anything, but her hand goes through his body and he crumples and he drops and he's leaning on the side of the altar, still hanging onto that parchment and reading the incantation, but badly hurt. It looks like it almost, almost looks like he just aged like 10 years. And she's just yelling at him, berating him that you're no Demetrius. You have no right to call yourself Chief Magi. And then we're back to the top, Murray.
See, that looked like you hit him. You hurt him a bit. Please, please. We we really just need him back. Please. He's gonna try to kind of step in a bit gently, kind of moving his way in between her, and him, and kind of be like, look, I see him, and he's gonna try to point in the direction of Professor. I see him over there. Please, let's ask him.
And she looks over there, and you can see Professor sees her, and he starts to drift closer. And he gets up to the altar, and he says, Claudia, it has been so long. I don't know how long I've been here. And Claudia's looking at you, Murray. And she says, ask your question then.
Morning, Professor. It's good to see ya.
Murray Pritchamain, is that you?
Yes, we've. I'm really sorry about that. And it's good to see ya. It feels like it's only been a day. It really has.
Where is Savoie? Is he okay? I don't see him. I've been looking for him.
You did very well. Too well, in fact. You saved him.
Oh,
Fortunately, you kind of went down in the process. That's why we're here. We're trying to get you back.
I think I'm ready to go. It's time. I'm so old. And
It's true, you are.
as he says this,
I feel like you should be feeling a little bit better. Oh no!
you see his eyes kind of light up for a second because he looks across to the southern end of the aisle, and he says, "Who is that? It's my boy, Enzio. Is that you?" And you see him looking down at the southern end of the aisle, and you see another specter that looks like Professor when he blade songs and he gets youthful looking. You see that specter kind of wandering out and looking around.
I would definitely redirect Claudia to her son as well. Kind of say,
Please.
I mean, I'm just trying to distract, trying to get him to kind of talk about it, and try to avoid the attacks. And honestly, I try to let him talk about it, you know?
Yeah. Make another persuasion check.
Okay.
Simon, swinging his greatsword, yells, "We'll take that one!"
Don't listen to him.
We'll take that one instead.
It's up to you guys, really.
Oh.
I was hoping to sneak you some advantage.
And with no rerolls left, Claudia says, she looks at you, Murray, and she says, "You're with Ariga. You're
Professor,
another
help.
one that is trying to get into their minds, poison
Professor,
my
help me.
husband. His sense of duty is his weakness. It is time. I have paid the price. All these years, even in life. Duty, duty, duty. Everything they gave for Usamagaris. It is my time to have my family once and for all."
I'm not, Professor. I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna do anything to your wife. Never. Help me! You need to help me. I can't do this. You're the one that. This is your job, Professor, not mine.
Turn passes to the specter, Then this one was attacking Halibut. 13 will miss. Halibut, it is your turn.
Halibut winds up his warhammer and throws it hard. Well, doesn't throw it, but he swings it hard at the specter. And that's a hit. And 6.
Spectre is starting to kind of almost blink out of existence, go to the ethereal, but it is still here. Tome Bearer.
All right. I'm going to go to the Spectre and Electrical Onslaught.
Yeah.
That is a hit.
Yeah, 1 point of damage. Wearing him down.
React to this.
Simon.
Real worried about Aruka, but I'm gonna hit the Spectre. So yeah, I try to move through the Spectre by taking it out.
That is a hit. And it just dissipates as you cleave through its form. And now it is just Claudia. And she looks at Murray and she says, yes, you want to be Ariga's pawn, maybe for just a bit. You can feel how things are from my perspective, and she's going to try to possess you. But you succeed as she tries to take possession of you. Had she done so, she definitely would have directed you to off Ariga. But you managed to resist. It is your turn.
I am going to. I've never met her son, but I'm going to try to call him over. Maybe use
Okay.
this.
Give me a charisma check to see, can you get him to pay attention to you?
All right. No, I don't want to drag my name down. All right.
And he looks at you.
Hi, I'm your dad's friend. I should be thanking you. It fits really well. Your armor's really nice, but your mom's about to kill me, and I might need your help too. Your dad's here. Sorry about that.
And he says, Mother, you need to calm. You need to calm. These are clearly... I know these people. I've seen these people. Murray is a good man. He has stuck his neck out to help us in the fight against Zargon. I know it's been painful for you all these years. After all that time waiting, hoping for a family, and being denied time and time again. And then, when I came, hearing the prophecy and knowing that I was to be something more, and never truly having the family that you wanted. I know it's been hard for you, but you must wait just a little bit longer. Our task is not complete. Zargon still roams. The people still suffer. And with that, she turns towards him, and with her son being there, or her son maybe is the one person that could talk her down, and so having gotten his attention, you see her very with a lot of wanting, but understanding where her son is coming from kind of subsides. And she says, "Very well. I can wait. I have waited this long. I will allow you to go on and fulfill your purpose." And with that, Professor and Anzio look at each other, and they kind of do a knowing nod, and they step forward and kind of occupy that same space where the body is, where the altar is, and kind of fuse, and just see like kind of a blinding light from all the candles burn real hot, and then you're kind of blinded by that. And then when your vision refocuses back on the scene, you see Professor opening his eyes on the altar, blinking a few times, and then sitting up. But Ariga is not standing. He's laying prone on the ground next to the altar, seemingly not breathing.
Yeah, I see what's going on with him. I prone right next to him. Find out if he's dead. Is he conscious? What happened?
Go ahead and make a medicine check.
I'm gonna skip the medicine check and pump a point of lay on hands right on him. Like I'm not even gonna.
Okay.
I'll do the medicine check too, but I want that 1 point to make sure, just in case.
Sure. You let out a little bit of healing. No reaction immediately. Go ahead and do the medicine check to see. You're not sure. There's still some warmth. You pump the level of healing word into him. He's still, you're just not sure. He's not breathing though.
A little bit.
Do you think there's a chance?
Professor, welcome back. If back is where you want to be.
Sure.
And he just kind of looks a little bit stunned in this moment. He's kind of looking down at his hands and kind of surveying out. But he's, mothball smelling professor in the flesh.
Oh, wow.
It seems you may have chosen other than we have chosen for you. And if that is true, I feel regret.
No. Our task is not done. Zargon still lives. We need to free the people. We need to slay this beast. Only then will I rest. Yes. It is good. This is the way.
Helbet wants to try and revive Ariga.
Did that second voice come from the professor?
It did.
Yeah, it did.
You all right? You all right?
Yes, we are okay. Do not worry. Forget that body there. You throw it in the lake. It's fine.
What just happened?
In the lake.
Fine.
Both voices coming from the same body?
Yeah.
Yes, definitely regret now.
That's not right.
Oh God, it's crowded in here.
We don't.
And
need
then
this
for a moment, Anzio pops out and says, "Let's try not to die again. Let's make sure that we focus on our task and get this done."
This is very unexpected.
Is there anything on this you want? And he's like looking at Aruga's original body.
It's
I
a really
never
cool
read about
mask.
this.
My silver bell.
Ask?
Maybe
Alright,
my
he starts looting.
maybe my aunt is still waiting for me back on shore.
You want your mask?
I don't think it's gonna go with the beard.
Well, can we keep it, please? And the professor says, "It's not really my style, but I guess take it along. Why not? It's fine."
All right, that seems
Any-
good.
Anything anything else in this mess? Now, did all the other specters and everybody else just we can't see them anymore?
Yeah, like as soon as like the blinding light happened, when you came back, like all of that was gone. All the spirits seemed to have dissipated or left. The call was over.
We have learned another lesson, and I don't care for this one.
A lot of lessons today.
Sorry about that, Professor. Didn't mean to make it a little bit more crowded. Hope you're okay in there.
Are you okay?
Yes, we are okay.
We did not ask you, Ariga.
Where's Professor?
Well, hold on. We need to figure this out because we need to figure out what we're going to tell the people about Chief Magi. I didn't think this through.
Oh, there it is.
Yes, definitely bring the mask. Maybe the robe too.
Yeah,
But yeah, body. Yeah, throw that in the lake. I don't. There's some material components for some spells and such, but yeah, you'll take all the stuff off and do whatever you want with Ariga's body. And so you'll be able to jump back in your rowboats and head back and return back to the ant hive and prepare now with Professor back alive more or less as he was in life previously.
As we're leaving the island, I'm just going to turn and face it and just say, I'm very sorry.
I think this is a good fortune. I think that both of you have an opportunity here. You're gonna be all right. We're gonna get through this. We're gonna stop the Zargons, right? Yeah. This is all meant to be. And he's rubbing the coin. He's trying to convince himself that this was a good fortune. We're good. We're good.
And so I think we'll leave it there. And I don't know if Pruno is still watching. Your character has been resurrected. Should you choose to want to play this character again? Otherwise, it'll just be
you got a bonus.
Full and half a body. That's
Yeah.
a lot for someone that died. That's not bad.
I'll connect with you, Dawson, to talk about how this plays out for you, story wise and mechanically. So. Thanks everyone for hanging out with us here tonight as we were playing a bit of the Lost City and tying up, I don't know, a very different kind of session to try to resolve a character death that I felt
Responsible, I think is the word. Accountable.
I felt a little accountable and responsible for it, and I felt real bad. So. Yes, this was The Lost City. This is the fourth original adventures reincarnated from Goodman Games. I ran this module a long time ago in its original form, and it's been a lot of fun thus far to be playing it once again in 5th edition. So thanks for hanging out. We're going to do some things offline to dole out some EXP and such to the characters. But other than that... If you want to come hang out with us this weekend, we got a number of games happening. Tomorrow morning, we've got Oracle of War with Kogo. I'll be running that in Adventurers League style for a few of us. Tomorrow night at, I think, 6:30. Dave will be running Kingmaker. And then Sunday night...
Call of Cthulhu.
Call of Cthulhu at 5:30, 6:30, 5:30. I think it's 5:30.
I should know the answer to that.
I get confused. Sunday night, come and watch some Call of Cthulhu. So take us offline. Thanks everybody. We will see you all soon.